Here's Norwood's kick. Sort of a squib kick that gets by everybody and into the end zone, out of the end zone for the touchback. Bentley couldn't handle it on the squib kick, and Indianapolis will have it at its own 20. Here's a look at the starting lineup now, the offensive unit for the Indianapolis Colts. Chris Chandler, the rookie, is the quarterback out of Washington. Dickerson leads the league in rushing. Bentley, Verdun, Brooks, and Beach. Brooks is the leading receiver. And the offensive line for the Colts, a big line averaging over 290 pounds. Chris Hinton beaten a year ago badly by Bruce Smith of the Bills. First down for the Colts. Two tight ends in the lineup. Dickerson is the lone setback. Pass on first down. Chandler, diving grab, but no good, out of bounds. Brooks made a great catch, but he was out of bounds. Derek Burrows covering on the play for the Bills.
You know, Tom, it's amazing. It's almost like the Buffalo Bills defensive coaches were in the game plan. Look at Shane Conlon, number 58 in the blue. He comes on a blitz as Chandler delivers the football on an out pattern. Nice effort, sells out, just does not keep both feet in bounds, catches the football out of bounds by number 80, Brooks. But they blitzed on first down. It's like the Bills knew the Colts were going to pass the football on the first play of the game.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Indianapolis. Albert Bentley into the lineup. Double wide receivers to the right. Dickerson a little closer to Chandler to hear the cadence. Now he backs up into the tailback spot. And again, a play-action pass. Complete to the 40-yard line. Brooks goes up to get it. Burrows takes him to the turf, but a 20-yard strike. Chandler to Brooks for a Colt first down.
Unbelievable matchup inside once again. Shane Conlon came on the blitz, and Eric Dickerson leveled him, but we're going to go and see how the ball get downfield after Eric Dickerson's block. Just a little pass in the zone over the linebackers in front of the defensive backs. Great concentration on the football by Brooks. The hit was provided in there very defectively by Derek Burrows, but a little bit too late.
16th catch of the season for Bill Brooks, who showed no fear going across the middle and leaving his feet to make the grab. Third straight pass for the Colts. Chandler fires another one, and it falls incomplete. Burrows knocked it loose from Brooks that time. Let's check the defensive starting lineup now for the Buffalo Bills. And Bruce Smith, who was the MVP in the Pro Bowl a year ago, is back for the second week after a 30-day suspension for substance abuse. And the veteran Art Sill,
78 defense, wound up in the zone. First down.
You heard the call by referee Tom Dooley, as a penalty against the Buffalo Bills will make it 1st and 5 as you check the rest of the lineup for the Buffalo Bills. And of course the linebackers, Bennett and Conlon specifically, are among the best in the AFC, in fact in all of professional football. First and 5 for the Colts at their own 45-yard line. This drive began on the 20 to open the game. Chandler again will pass. Bentley with a one-handed grab picks up another first down in Bill territory at about the 47-yard line. 12-yard gain. Cornelius Bennett nudged him out of bounds.
Boy, Ron Meyer is answering his critics right here. He's thrown the football every single down. And what it's going to do is create running lanes for Eric Dickerson later in the game. Here, Chandler's provided great protection. Pump fakes the football. Look at this catch. One hand, boom. No stick 'em. That's just concentration on the football. Brings both feet down in bounds. Tremendous catch by Albert Bentley. Once again, one hand stab, controls it to his chest. Great play by Bentley.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line where the Colts have a first down. Here's their first running play. It's Bentley. Gets the corner. And to the 35-yard line. Gain of about 8. Derek Burrows finally took him down.
Albert Bentley is a fine talent, Tom. I mean, this guy was second in the entire National Football League in all-purpose yards to Herschel Walker. By all-purpose yards, I mean kickoff returns, receptions, as well as running the football. He's a quality football player.
This year only the 3rd leading rusher on the Colt team, and he goes out replaced by Mark Boyer as the Colts go with 2 tight ends on a 2nd and 1. Eric Dickerson has not carried the ball in the drive. He played almost 7 minutes, the first drive of the game. The Colts have advanced from their own 20. Pitch to Dickerson. And the Bills were ready for him. Ray Bentley got the penetration. He tripped Dickerson up for a loss on the play.
Boy, it's tough to be a great one. Everybody keys on you. Eric Dickerson deep in that formation, takes the pitch, tries to take it outside. Great contained by the Bill defense. Bentley just pursues the play from the backside, makes an ankle tackle. But look at that, 5 blue jerseys closing in on Eric Dickerson. He draws a crowd every time he handles a football.
Ray Bentley gets credit for the stop, getting into the Colt backfield and setting up a third down play, third and about 6. Fake to Wansley, who replaced Dickerson as Chandler goes long. Verdun, penalty flag down. Verdun comes out of there with a football. Clarence Verdun
works his way off the line of scrimmage. Burrows gets his hands up to the face mask, but it's later on as the penalty goes and makes contact with his arms before the football actually arrives to Clarence Verdun. Early contact by Burrows, properly called pass interference.
Here's Tom Dooley.
Pass interference. Number 29 defense. First down.
So Derek Burrows called for the interference. Verdun had pushed off a couple of times, but Burrows got in there. And the Bills had led the league in penalties, had committed the fewest penalties until a week ago. And against the Bears, they were hampered by the penalties somewhat.
Right, they had 9 penalties. They're still tied for the fewest in the NFL, but 9 of the 23 were last weekend, as you say, Tom.
They did have that stat all alone, now are tied. Dickerson is in on first down for the Colts. Ball is on the 14-yard line. Draw play. And again, they're ready for Dickerson. Blue shirts swamp him under with Cornelius Bennett leading the charge.
Once again, Dickerson draws a crowd, and it seems like the Bills' defensive philosophy is stop Eric Dickerson, let the supporting cast do their thing, but they are not going to let Eric Dickerson beat them this afternoon. Last season's game, as we mentioned, 19 yards and 11 carries. He's in negative yardage now on 2 carries.
The last time the Colts and the Bills met in December at the Hoosier Dome, the Bills really put the throttle on the Colts running game and held Dickerson to a career-low 19 yards. In 2 carries today, he has negative yardage. 2nd and 9. Chandler's pass for the end zone. Intended for Mark Boyer, the tight end, with Leonard Smith covering on the play to knock it away, and it's incomplete.
Cornelius Bennett provided the pressure, knocked Chris Chandler right to the ground. Just an unbelievable rush. Chandler watch number 55, Cornelius Bennett, come in from that right side and provide the hit. Good effort in the back corner of the end zone, just overthrown Mark Boyer. Watch number 55 in the blue from the bottom of your screen, comes in unblocked, boom, delivers a hit right to the right shoulder blade of Chris Chandler. That's potential injury right there.
It's 3rd and 9 from the 13-yard line of the Bills. For the end zone. Scramble for the ball. It's incomplete. Mark Kelso knocked it away from Matt Boozer, the intended receiver, and the Colts will face a 4th down and a field goal situation.
Once again, Cornelius Bennett provided the pass rush. He lined up at right defensive end on that play. First, he lined up at left outside linebacker, pressured the quarterback, then they moved him over to right defensive end, pressured the quarterback. They say, might as well let Cornelius Bennett take a shot at everybody up and down that cold offensive line.
So Dean Biasucci is on to try a 32-yard field goal. He's 9 of 11 in the field goal department, and you saw very good from this distance. Ron Stark, the punter, will be the holder. Biasucci's kick is good. So the Indianapolis Colts get a field goal, relying mostly on the pass for the drive, and they lead the Bills 3-0. Scored Dallas with a touchdown against Washington. And Dean Biasucci will kick it off for the Indianapolis Colts. He kicked the field goal that gave the Colts a 3-0 lead on their opening drive of the game. So the Bills will have a chance for the football. Tucker is deep for Buffalo. Ball taken by Johnson, who finds a lane up the sideline and takes it across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Let's take a look at the starting offensive lineup now for the Buffalo Bills. Veteran Tim Vogler will be back in the lineup today. As you see, the backs and receivers, Jim Kelly, who is hitting about over 50% of his passes, 6th rated passer in the AFC, and Vogler back in the lineup off injured reserve, and Walford moves back to his customary left tackle spot on that offensive line, which should help the play of the offensive line somewhat today. First down for the Bills at their own 33-yard line. Kelly will go up top. And the pass is complete to Burkett. Chris Burkett makes a first down grab at about the 47-yard line of Buffalo. 16-yard gain. Chris Good, who got a start for the Colts today, knocked him out of bounds.
Just a nice pattern run by Burkett, and watch the protection that Kelly gets. Everybody's wired at the line of scrimmage. 5-yard separation. His vision's totally unimpeded. Burkett, boy, he hits him on a comeback pattern right between the 8 and the 5. Really nice coverage provided by Chris Good on that play, but just a tremendous throw by Jim Kelly.
First down for the Buffalo Bills on their own 47-yard line. Metzelaars goes in motion, and the first running play for the Bills will give it to Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas takes it for 12 yards down to the 40 of the Colts. Mike Pryor stops him there.
Thurman Thomas, the second-round draft choice by the Buffalo Bills. Of course, the first pick that they had this season did not have a first-round choice. Has been a real find, a real keeper. Here it's just back deep in the I formation, makes a nice read, nice running lane, accelerates, just positive yardage. Thurman Thomas leads leads all rookies in rushing and total yards. He's been a quality back for the Buffalo Bills this season.
First down for the Bills at the Colt 41-yard line. Thomas again gets only a couple this time before he's tripped up by John Hand, starting defensive end for the Colts. And here is a look at that Colt defensive unit today. Up front, Byron Darby gets a start at nose tackle, replacing a nicked-up Joe Klecko. Among the linebackers, Fred Young moves inside, replacing Cliff Odom, who walked out of practice earlier in the week. It means outside two, rookie O'Brien Alston gets a start. And in the secondary, Good gets his first start, and so does Swope, as Ron Meyer shakes up his defensive unit a bit here at Buffalo. 2nd and 9 for the Bills. Kelly's pass, picked off. Barry Krause got the deflection and cradled it in for his interception, his first interception of the season. A tipped ball off the hand of the intended receiver, Andre Reed, and Krause makes the grab for Indianapolis.
Andre Reed, flanked out wide, takes about a 5-yard step in his pattern, comes directly across the middle. Tough ball, tough catchable ball. Barry Krause does a nice job, heads up play on the tip. Colts ball when we return.
Indianapolis Colts with an interception off a poor Jim Kelly pass.
Exactly. Andre Reed did everything he could just to get a hand on that football. The ball was thrown too high. Nice concentration by Barry Krause to come up with his first interception.
And Jim Kelly throwing his 7th interception of the season. He has only 2 touchdown passes, and that was his 7th interception. Colts with a first down at their own 39-yard line, leading 3-0 with 8:59 remaining in the first quarter. Chandler. Pass complete to Bentley. Bentley down to the 46-yard line before Cornelius Bennett stops his forward progress. 7-yard gain on the pass completion. And again, the Colts relying on the arm of Chris Chandler to move the football.
I think it's a good thought. It's a good game plan, diversifying their offense. And here we'll see the giveaway takeaway differential between the two teams. Buffalo, of course, +2, and the Colts dead even now with that interception by Krause, -1 coming into today's game. But using other people besides Eric Dickerson is the way to attack this Bills defense.
2nd and 3 for Indianapolis. Chandler again. And again complete to the tight end Mark Boyer, who takes it for a first down to the Bills' 45-yard line, where he's stopped by Ray Bentley.
Once again, good pass protection by that Indianapolis Colt offensive line. Watching the bottom of your screen, number 78 in the blue, Bruce Smith defeats the guard Dixon, but who's there? Boom. Chris Hinton, the Pro Bowler. It's a tough day at the office, boy, when two people are paying attention to you all afternoon long. That's respect, and Bruce Smith has really earned that respect by MVP in the Pro Bowl last season.
He wreaked havoc against the Colts in December at the Hoosier Dome last year. He was Defensive Player of the Week after a 6-tackle, 3-sack performance against Indianapolis. First down for the Colts at the 45 of the Bills. Chandler again will throw, and he goes deep. Verdun, incomplete. Derek Burrows, who was called for interference on the first Colt drive against Verdun, was with him step for step that way all the way into the end zone.
And Darrell Talley, outside linebacker, number 56, put a mean hit on Chandler, but the ball's already airborne. Burrows once again dangerously close to making contact prior to the ball arriving to Clarence Verdun, but good pass defense on that play.
Mark Kelso got over at the last minute to help out and knock the ball away.
Burrows' mistake is he's not getting his head back to the football. He's just playing the receiver, and he's really running in danger of making early contact every time he doesn't turn for the football.
2nd and 10. So far, Eric Dickerson, the league's leading rusher, has been a decoy. Chandler again, and again complete. It'll be enough for another Colt first down as Mark Bellini makes the catch, and Derek Burrows stops him, but not until the Colts pick up 12 yards and another first down.
Is this the Indianapolis Colts? I mean, they're throwing the football with regularity, and Chris Chandler's doing a fine job. Standing in the midst of pressure, standing up. Watch, he steps up in the pocket, delivers a strike, a bullet. Great concentration by Bellini. Burrows makes a hit right between the shoulder blades, and Bellini holds on.
Chandler, so far, nearly 52% of his passes coming into today's game against the Bills. First down at the 33 of Buffalo. Bentley stopped for no gain. Cornelius Bennett smelled out the draw play. Let's check our 10-minute ticker now. The Jets, after getting a safety as Marty Lyons stopped to Boomer Esiason for a safety, add a touchdown and go up 9-0 on the unbeaten Bengals. Cleveland up 7-0 on Seattle. Still the Rams 3-0 over Atlanta. And Washington and Dallas tied at 7, while Minnesota leads Tampa Bay. 2nd and 12 for Indianapolis. Chandler overshoots his man, but a flag on the play, and it could be another interference against Buffalo. Verdun was the intended receiver, and Kelso might have popped him after the play was over.
Once again, Verdun coming across the middle, lines up wide, plants at the 20-yard line, up high as he can. They're going to call a late hit on that play. Kelso, the ball was overthrown. Kelso put a mean hit right in the back of Verdun.
Bentley got a piece of him as well. So once again, a Buffalo Bill penalty keeps a Colt drive alive. As we mentioned earlier, the Bills had been very strong in the non-mistake category of not committing foolish penalties, but not so last week and not so today so far.
That's right. The Bills, they characteristically make you earn everything. Nothing cheap. Don't give up the big play. They haven't been doing that very well so far in the first quarter.
First down at the 30 for the Colts. Verdun, Bouza, and Brooks, 3 wide receivers in. Bentley and Dickerson are the running backs. Bentley in motion. Here's Dickerson. This time, he crosses the 20 down to the 16-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. Derek Burrows finally stopped him, but the first good run of the day for Dickerson, who picks up 14 yards on his 3rd carry of the afternoon.
Once again, finally, the Buffalo Bill defense starting to soften a little bit. He's to find some running lanes. Nice block provided on Cornelius Bennett. And then you just can't coach speed. Nice downfield block by receiver Clarence Verdun on Derek Burrows. Allowed Eric Dickerson an extra 4 yards on that play.
So the Colts, leading 3-0, have a first down at the Bills' 17, as you see the leading numbers on Eric Dickerson for rushing yardage. Chris Chandler. Out pattern is complete. Shane Conlon stopping Dickerson after a short gain on the play. as Dickerson gets into the act on receiving the football.
And that is a test of a quarterback's arm strength in the National Football League. Chandler takes his drop, an out pattern on a frozen rope. Good coverage provided by Shane Conlon. That ball is just a bullet. The only person that can catch the football is Eric Dickerson. Conlon, once again, nice coverage, but Chandler put the ball out there in a hurry.
Marv Levy's defense backed up again by the Colts, who have it 2nd and 6 at the 13 of the Bills. Indianapolis leading 3-0, 4:20 left first quarter. Chris Chandler under pressure, still got it away and complete to the 5-yard line, where Pat Beach takes it for the Indianapolis Colts. I believe enough for a first down before Mark Kelso spins him to the turf. 6 or 7 yards. It looked like he got almost to the 5 before he was spun back. We'll see where they mark the forward progress. It is enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Colts.
Once again, Chan was showing tremendous poise in the pocket. Fred Smirlis was right in his face, did a little sidestep maneuver, and then just sheer arm strength. No body mechanics at all. Was not able to step toward the line of scrimmage and throw the football. Showed a tremendous arm strength to get the completion away.
Chandler impressive here in the first quarter. The Colts on 1st and goal at the 6. Dickerson rambles to the 1-yard line. That was Pat Beach, number 81, who made a good block in front of Dickerson. He takes it all the way to the 1, where it'll be 2nd and goal.
Once again, one of the reasons the Colts are doing such a good job is they're diversifying their offense. Right here, they go back to the running game, let the offensive line come off the football a little bit. Eric Dickerson finds very little running room, but then he cuts up inside and heads north and south in a hurry, gets to the 1-yard line. Really, that was a great run by Dickerson. Not much at the point of attack. Decided to cut back and get his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage and get all he could.
Dickerson used mostly as a decoy today, but toting that one to the 1-yard line, and you see that he is the best at running the football in the NFL. 2nd and goal from the 1. Chandler. And he's in for the touchdown. Chris Chandler on the quarterback sneak takes the Indianapolis Colts in for the score as the Colts turn the Buffalo turnover, the interception by Krause, into the first touchdown of the game.
And that young man right there, number 17, Chris Chandler, is doing a great job. Hey, this guy's 6'4", 210 pounds. What the heck? It's like another running back. Great surge by the Colts offensive line. Did you see the surge? There was not a blue jersey that touched Chandler till he was 2 yards into the end zone. Fred Smirlis just popped back out of there like a cork. Tremendous surge by that offensive line that averages 294 pounds.
Biasucci with a point after. It's good. And the Indianapolis Colts have shocked the Buffalo Bills early. The diversified attack has led the Colts to a 10-0 lead. Marv Levy finds his division leading Buffalo Bills down 10-0 in the first quarter. Do you change anything at this point?
No, I think it's premature to do that, Tom. Stick with your game plan. If you go on a touchdown drive, it's 10-7. There's still 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Stay with your game plan. Don't panic. Fire and fall back every down. It's too early for that.
Dean Biasucci will kick it off for the Indianapolis Colts with Tucker deep for the Bills. This will be Johnson again, up the sideline, and again, good running room. He slips down, but not until he gets to the 35, and he might have gotten more had he not slipped at that point. The Indianapolis Colts with an impressive drive after the interception by Krause. They cover 61 yards in 10 plays, just over 6 minutes on the clock, with Chandler, who's been the star of the game so far, taking it in on the quarterback sneak.
Chris Chandler right now 7 of 11 for 71 yards through the air, and of course he's got that 1 touchdown rushing the football. The Colts are doing a good job diversifying on first down. They've passed more than run, and I think that's a little bit of a surprise for the Buffalo Bills.
We mentioned the Colts' 4 losses have been by a total of 17 points. This 10-0 lead is their biggest lead of the entire season. Bills have it with a first down at their own 35. Kelly's pass complete. Nice catch by Andre Reed, who did a 360 and then is knocked out of bounds by Chris Good. The pass was behind Reed, but he made a nice grab.
Reed was very athletic, had to just come back for the football. Here he comes in motion across the entire backfield, times it perfectly, works his way upfield in a little out pattern, has to do an entire turn in midair to adjust to the football. Good concentration, made the catch. Andre
Reed, leading receiver on this Buffalo team and second in the AFC in receptions, trailing only Schuler of the Jets. Had 7 catches against the Bears a week ago. That one went for 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. Thomas pounds ahead and comes close to the first down marker. He's across the 45. It should be enough for the first down. John Hand and Barry Krause combining on the tackle for the Colts. It is a Bill first down.
Nice individual effort by Thurman Thomas. He was hit, contacted severely short of first down yardage, but then he spun himself, redirected his balance, got himself north and south for another 3 yards in the first down.
Ron Meyer, his critics said he relied too much on Eric Dickerson. He has answered the critics in the first quarter today with a very diversified attack led by the rookie, Chris Chandler. Pitch it to Thomas. Thomas stacked up and dropped at the 45. Dwayne Bickett, outside linebacker on that side, made the initial hit for the Indianapolis Colts and then got help from Fred Young.
Dwayne Bickett he's starting to establish himself as one of the top 10 defensive players in the National Football League at that linebacker position. Here's the pitch to Thurman Thomas. Cuts up inside. Boom. Bickett makes a nice initial hit. Pryor comes, or no, that's Fred Young, makes his hit from the inside linebacker position. Double team on Thurman Thomas, nowhere to go.
Bickett and Young, Pro Bowl performers a year ago. 2nd and 11 for Buffalo. Kelly's pass, too long and incomplete. Intended for Metzelaars, the tight end, but about 2 feet over his head. And the boos rain down here at Rich Stadium for the beleaguered Jim Kelly.
Once again, last week, Jim Kelly overthrew his receivers with regularity early in the Chicago Bear football game. Once he made the adjustment with his release point, then the offensive line broke down and didn't afford him enough protection. Here this afternoon, once again, he's throwing the ball high. He's overthrowing all his passes. He's got to stride the line of scrimmage a little bit more, and release point has to be more consistent.
Harmon and Riddick are in for the Bills on 3rd and 11. Kelly from the shotgun. And it's complete to the 45 of the Colts. Rob Riddick made the catch. It'll be close to the first down marker. Craig Swope made the stop for Indianapolis, and they'll check it out. It'll be close for the first down.
Boy, if it's not a first down, it's big decision time, but obviously Marv Levy has made his decision. His punt team is already working their way out on the football field with John Kidd. Once again, Jim Kelly, all kinds of time. His vision is not obstructed whatsoever. That's a better pass. Still a little bit high, but it was a well-thrown football. Nice reception. Almost a first down provided by Rob Riddick, depending on what the measurement is here.
Kelly comes back on the field as the chains come across from the far side.
This will be interesting. If it's 4th and inches, what do you do, Tom? Do you go for it?
That's what it's going to be.
Now here's decision time for Marv Levy. Do you have enough confidence in that Bill defense if you don't make it that the Bills will hold? He's made the decision to go for it. This is a critical point of this football game.
And it's the Bill running attack that has been sputtering this season, held to 0 yards by the Bears last week. And here on 4th and inches, they're going to go for it with a ball spotted just inside the 45-yard line of Indianapolis. And the Colts leading 10-0 with 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Carl Byram and Rob Riddick are in. The Bills have converted 3 of 4 on 4th down this season. 4th and inches. It will be Riddick for the first down. He's all the way to the 40 and to the 39 of the Colts. Dwayne Bickett hauls him down there. But Rob Riddick, the 7-year veteran from Millersville State, a 9th-round draft choice, pounds ahead for the Bill first down.
There was no hesitation in Rob Riddick's mind. Good surge by the Buffalo Bill front 5 on the Indianapolis Colts front 7. Made a nice seam for Riddick to take advantage of, and he just pounded it in there.
So the drive for the Bills, which began on their own 35, stays alive as the first quarter comes to an end. That's the end of the first quarter at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, with the Colts leading the Bills 10-0. Cincinnati 9-0. Roger Vick on a 1-yard run after Lyons tackled Esiason for the safety. Seattle and Cleveland are tied up. Mack and Warner with touchdown runs for their respective teams. Kansas City in front of Houston. New England leads. McMahon hits McKinnon for a touchdown pass. The Bears 7-0 on Detroit. Rams playing well and leading 10-0. As you see the other scores around the NFL in the early starting games today. Well, the Bulldozers have been held in check through the first quarter by the Indianapolis Colts, but their drive now has reached the 39 of Indianapolis, where they have a first down. Thomas hit and dropped for a gain of maybe 1. Craig Swope, the strong safety, came up in a hurry to stop the rookie Thomas after maybe a 1-yard gain.
Swope made a nice play on that. He actually sliced in behind the blocking and caught Thurman Thomas from behind. Now, Jim Kelly should take note of that and think, hey, let's run a little play-action pass and make him pay for supporting the run so well.
Here are the first quarter stats. The surprise would be the yards passing on behalf of the Colts, who have dominated the time of possession as well. Kelly goes deep and overshoots Burkett. He wanted the interference call. Burkett and Willie Tullis were battling and bumping. Burkett wanted the flag but didn't get it.
They've liberalized that a little bit this season, Tom. They allow a little bit more jostling, almost like hand checking in the NBA that goes on downfield right now. But Burkett felt that he was redirected out of his pass route. And there's the contact, and Burkett feels right there that he was taken out of his pass route and redirected a little bit. Therefore, a penalty should be called. Referee didn't see it that way.
I don't know if it was a catchable pass or not either. It was pretty long.
Right.
3rd and 9. Kelly throws it complete to Ronnie Harmon, but it'll be short of the first down. Kelly had his pressure break down at the last minute. Just did get rid of it to Harmon, but short of the first down, and a punting situation coming up for Buffalo.
Jim Kelly stayed in the pocket as long as he possibly could. Sat in there. The protection does break free, and then he delivers the football to Harmon for positive yardage. Kelly showed some nice courage on this play, because watch, he steps in that pocket, and Armstrong beats the right guard Vogel a little bit. Hand, Donnell Thompson, everybody meets at the quarterback. Boy, that's a mass of humanity falling on top of him.
Here's Scott Norwood to attempt a 52-yard field goal. His longest has been 49. And it's no good. It comes up short. Norwood trying one from 52 yards, but it comes up short, and the Bills still have yet to get on the scoreboard. They trail Indianapolis 10-0 in the second quarter. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham at Rich Stadium, 10-0. The Colts leading the Bills. Colts with a first down, and Chandler blitz, tossed up the football. I believe the Colts got it back. Eric Dickerson was the man that fell on the football as Darryl Talley, number 56, came on the blitz. Chandler lost it, but Dickerson got it back.
I'm glad Eric Dickerson fell in that football for his sake, because it looked like Darryl Talley was his responsibility, and Talley just blew inside on Eric Dickerson. Watch the right side of the screen. Eric Dickerson comes out, boom! Darryl Talley, 56, and the blue comes inside, knocks the football free, blindside from Chris Chandler. Eric Dickerson reacts back to fall on it.
First sack of the game for the Buffalo Bills. Darryl Talley getting the Colts for an 8-yard loss at 2nd and 18. And he's taken down again. Art Still is the man pressuring him this time.
That's the 4th sack of the season for Art Still, a rejuvenated Art Still. Of course, the Bills picked him up in a trade from the Kansas City Chiefs. Watching the left-hand side of the screen, takes an inside pass, move on the guard, just beats him right away, and they call it in the grass when the play is dead.
So that'll go in the books as the 2nd sack, as perhaps the Bills are adjusting to the passing game of the Colts. And here is Gary Hogeboom coming in at quarterback to replace Chandler on 3rd and 25. Hogeboom in the shotgun. 3 ball, and the Bills have it. They tried the shovel pass.
Incomplete pass.
It'll be ruled incomplete. It'll be, no, now one official says Buffalo's ball.
That's incorrect. It should be a forward pass and incompletion. Yes, it is. That's a safe play. That cannot be a fumble. A shovel pass is a forward pass, and they've now made the adjustment.
Leonard Smith fell on it, but it's ruled an incomplete pass. One official had signaled Buffalo's ball, but it is an incomplete forward pass. Here it is again from Hogeboom.
Hogeboom shovel pass to Eric Dickerson, hits him right in the lap, falls incomplete. And that's the reason that is a safe call, because you don't run the risk of fumbling the football. The worst scenario is an incompletion.
Ron Stark is on to punt for the first time today, averaging 46 yards a kick, second in the NFL. And Tucker is deep for the Bills. First punt of the day for Indianapolis. And Stark shanks it, but it gets a good Indianapolis bounce. Here's Tucker back to midfield, twists his way and is taken down there. So once again, it's been the defense of the Bills that lights a spark. Let's see if they can take advantage of it now offensively.
That Bill defense is tough.
34-yard kick by Stark, and the Bills will have it when we come back. Gary Hogeboom on the sideline had been a quarterback for the Colts on the last play before the punt. The Bills have it with a first down at midfield, trailing 10-0. 11:50 left in the first half. Kelly's pass tipped and falls incomplete. Kelly with another incomplete pass on a tipped pass. And let's go back to that Gary Hogeboom shovel pass.
And watch, Eric Dickerson just comes in front of Gary Hogeboom with his left hand forward pass. That's an incompletion. The Buffalo Bills, though, take no chance, fall on it, thinking that it could be a fumble. But it is an incompleted pass.
2nd and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Spread formation with double wide receivers to the right. Mueller is the lone setback. Kelly's pass complete. Metzelaars makes the grab, but is short of the first down. He got about 8 yards before Fred Young stopped him. It'll be about 3rd and a couple of yards for the first down.
Buffalo Bills offensive line is recovering from the bad performance against the Chicago Bears last week. They've really been providing Jim Kelly with excellent protection. He's been standing in that pocket for 5 seconds or more. Granted, the Colts don't have the pass rush that the Bears do, but the Bills offensive line has a lot of pride, and they've improved their performance.
3rd and 2. Harmon and Riddick are into the game for Buffalo as Kelly lines up in the shotgun. Sends Harmon on a wing to the right. Kelly, incomplete. Again, the pass too tall. Intended for, I guess, Trumaine Johnson. It's tough to tell because the pass was high, and that has been the problem all day for Jim Kelly. What would cause a quarterback to consistently throw high to his receivers?
It could be a couple of things, Tom. He might not be taking a long enough stride to the line of scrimmage. His release point is inconsistent, like a pitcher that throws a fastball continuously high. Also, he might not be able to, it's a little bit cold and damp out there, may not be able to get a good feel for the football.
Here's John Kidd. His kick is short, bounces out of bounds at about the 24-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. So we'll take a timeout with 10:51 left in the half and a 10-0 Indianapolis lead. Back at Rich Stadium, let's check the other scores. Cincinnati on the board after a 60-yard pass. Asias into Eddie Brown. They missed the extra point, though, and trail by 3. You see the other scores. Indianapolis with a first down after a 19-yard punt. And the give is to Dickerson. Dickerson takes it to the 25, perhaps the 26, before Art Still makes the stop. Still, who came over to the Bills from the Kansas City Chiefs. There's Chris Chandler, the rookie quarterback who had done so well for the Colts in the first quarter, on the sideline now in favor of Gary Hogeboom, and we're still awaiting word from the Colt bench to see if Chandler were injured. Second down and 6. Hogeboom completes the pass to Booza. And Matt Booza out of bounds after picking up a first down. Dwight Drain nudged him out of bounds, but it goes for 9 yards, and the Colts, off the arm of Hogeboom, have another first down.
Hogeboom did a nice job that time, Tom, rolling out a semi-rollout on his own behind his left tackle to avoid a little bit of pressure, buy himself some more time, and delivered the ball nicely to the sideline.
Chris Chandler, we understand, has a bruised sternum and may not return today. Bruised sternum on Chris Chandler, the rookie quarterback, who directed the Colts to their 10 points. Hogeboom had started the first game for the Colts against Houston and completed 15 of 20 passes that day. Here he is to put it up again. And he has a man. It's complete. It's Verdun, who takes it all the way inside the 40-yard line of the Buffalo Bills, where Sherman Cocroft, who is in there for Mark Kelso, makes a saving tackle.
And Verdun is a speed guy, the big play person at wide receiver on the smallish variety. Fakes an out pattern, out and up. Then he just turns defensive back, burrows around, watch this move upfield. Realizes he's got some territory to gain here. And the first guy that can make a hit on him is Cocroft after a nice reception and run with the football by Clarence Verdun.
5'8", 163 pounds, 3 years out of Southwest Louisiana. That one went for 27. And again, Verdun down the sideline almost made a diving catch. Derek Burrows was with him, and Sherman Cocroft was also over there, number 20. Cocroft has come in at free safety, replacing Mark Kelso, who has a head injury.
Hogeboom said, let's go after Derek Burrows a little bit. Ran a little streak pattern, trying to get some separation. Verdun, that's a catchable football. Clarence Verdun is very disappointed by the fact that he was not able to bring that football in. Would have been a first and goal situation for the Colts at about the 5-yard line. 9 out of 10 times, that's a catch for that young man.
Seems like the Colts have been picking on Derek Burrows so far here in the first half.
In Verdun, you notice the Colts trying to stretch the Bills' defense. They got long and deep with Verdun.
Verdun is out. Matt Buzet is in on 2nd and 10. From the Bill 39. Hogeboom quickly in and out of the hands of Mark Boyer, the tight end, who was running a crossing pattern and was covered by Leonard Smith.
Gary Hogeboom, quite frankly, should have 2 consecutive completions. Verdun dropped a catchable ball, and so did Boyer on consecutive passes. Hogeboom's thrown the ball very well. I don't think he has the arm strength that he once did. Has had shoulder surgery, elbow surgery. Can't zip the ball with the velocity that he had in his early years, but still a very capable quarterback.
The tight ends go out now as you see the clock stopped at 9:22, and the Colts leading the Bills 10-0. It's 3rd and 10. Verdun, Buzet, and Brooks, along with Bentley and Dickerson. Hogeboom drops back for the end zone. Verdun, touchdown. A 39-yard touchdown strike. Hogeboom to Verdun, who had beaten Nate Odoms on the play.
Goes to the other side, so let's try Odoms with Verdun a little bit. Makes nice release off the line of scrimmage, gets inside position, then just flat out runs Odoms. Nice ball by Hogeboom, takes Verdun right to the end zone. As we said, the big play guy, Clarence Verdun, he's got the speed. Here it is again, right over the shoulder. Perfect throw by Hogeboom.
Dean Biasucci on for the extra point, off the hold from Ron Stark. And the kick is good.
Extra point is good.
So the Indianapolis Colts, with only 1 win in the books this season, faced with a must-victory situation here, go on top of the Buffalo Bills, 17-0 with 9:16 left in the half. The Indianapolis Colts relying on the passing game today, and it gets them another score.
Great pass protection up front. Hogeboom delivers a perfect ball to Verdun. The Colts have 144 yards passing already. They've been averaging 128 per game already in the second quarter, 144.
That was a 6-play drive that covered 77 yards. Biasucci's kick taken by Tucker at the 8. Tucker with a good return, totes it out to the 32-yard line, where the Bills will have it first down. And there's a flag on the play. Well, Gary Hogeboom has complained after losing his job, as you see the holding call against Buffalo, signaled by Tom Dooley.
Gary Hogeboom goes right to his offensive line, says, nice job up front, guys. Way to give me time to throw the football. He's a pumped-up young man right now.
35 on the receiving team.
Goes to every single offensive lineman.
Carl Byram is guilty of the hold for Buffalo, which puts the Bills back to the 19-yard line, where they'll start their offense. There's Gary Hogaboom with a jacket on.
He knows where his bread's buttered. He went right to that old line and said, way to give me time, guys. Keep it up.
Buffalo now has been penalized 4 times for 45 yards, and the Colts yet to be whistled for an infraction. Jim Kelly. Metzelaars to the 40 and a Bill first down. Fred Young chases him down, but a 20-yard strike is Metzelaars. The big tight end, 6'7", 250, makes a first down grab. Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham, Rich Stadium in Buffalo. The Colts leading the Bills 17-0 with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. It's been the air game of Indianapolis that has told the story of the first half. Here's Jamie Mueller carrying the ball for Buffalo, and John Hand gets the tackle for Indianapolis. And Jim Kelly now must get his arm in shape and get the Buffalo air game going. The Colts just completing a drive that covered 77 yards in 6 plays with a 39-yard strike. Hogaboom to Verdun for the score. Kelly has been consistently high with his passes here in the first half. 2nd and 8 for Buffalo. Kelly with time again completes the pass to Metzelaars. He's down at midfield, and it should be enough for the first down. Fred Young stopped Metzelaars after he made the first down catch. The Bengals have seesawed back on top of the Jets after trailing at one point 9-0. Seattle leads Cleveland. Kansas City still in front of the Oilers. And here at Rich Stadium, it's 17-0. The Indianapolis Colts of Ron Meyer leading the Buffalo Bills. And the Colts, the defending AFC Eastern Division champions, currently in the cellar and hoping to get back into the race with a win over Buffalo. On first down, Thurman Thomas lost the ball. Metzelaars gets it back for Buffalo. Fred Young made the hip on Thomas that knocked the ball loose, but Metzelaars able to jump on it.
The play was out of sync from the word go. Watch how Jim Kelly hesitates. Double pumps. Oh, double clutch the pitch. That throws him out of whack a little bit. Thurman Thomas has to take it up inside because of the delay. Fred Young, right for the football, strips it out of there. Number 88 in the blue, Pete Metzelaars, comes up for the recovery. He's been big in this series. 2 receptions, and he recovered that fumble.
There's Thomas, the rookie, on the sideline as the Bills have a passing situation, 2nd and 8. Harmon in motion. Kelly threw it incomplete behind Metzelaars, the intended receiver. And Kelly with another poor pass, but feeling pressure from the rookie linebacker, O'Brien Alston.
And what the Colts have made an adjustment on Metzelaars' first 2 receptions. He was isolated one-on-one on linebackers. Fred Young the first time, Dwayne Bickett the second time. That time, Fred Young got some help from Craig Swope, that's easy for me to say, at the safety position. He came up and they doubled Metzelaars, so look for Jim Kelly to go to his outside receivers because they're doubling his tight end.
3rd down and 8 to go for the Bills, who have not converted on 3 third down situations in the game. Kelly, it's complete. Chris Burkett makes the catch in traffic, and the Bills keep their drive alive with a first down. Eugene Daniel stopped him, but it was a 16-yard gain. And Kelly comes up with a clutch pass complete to Burkett.
He stayed in that pocket when it started to break down. John Hand made a hit on Kelly up the middle. Jim Kelly stood in there strong and did throw the football. He's starting to bring it down a little bit. Watch, Jim Kelly takes his set. John Hand breaks free, boom, makes a hit to Kelly's left side, but Kelly delivers it right between the 8 and the 5 for Chris Burkett.
Burkett, 4 years out of Jackson State, made the good catch in traffic. And there is going to be a penalty. Let's see if the Colts were drawn off as one of the defensive linemen came charging across the line of scrimmage.
Chris Devlin moved.
Ball start, 70 offense, first down.
That's Joe Devlin of Buffalo, who's guilty of the false start, number 70. And that is the 5th penalty against Buffalo. And they now have been penalized an even 50 yards.
There's number 70, Joe Devlin, coming. Once you get in that 3-point stance, you can't do anything. You cannot move a muscle out of that 3-point stance. That's a legal procedure.
Indianapolis has not committed a penalty. The Colts with a 12-7 first down edge. Here's Kelly. Plenty of time. Now the coverage breaks down. Kelly hit as he releases the ball. It'll sail out of bounds and incomplete. Kelly got a pretty good blow on the play and is slow getting up. Donnell Thompson really put a hit on him as he was trying to scramble. Kelly's tough, though, among the tougher quarterbacks I've ever seen. 6'3", 218 pounds, and he can take a pounding.
Kelly has all kinds of time to throw the football. Tremendous coverage downfield by the Colts. Pump fakes. Pumps again. What do? He has to run away from Donnell Thompson. Sets himself to deliver the football. John Hand and Donnell Thompson both. The defensive ends meet at the quarterback.
And the Buffalo Bills are going to call a timeout to let Kelly clear his head.
Look at that. Both defensive ends. Boom. Let's meet at the quarterback. Granted, it was after about 7 seconds of protection, but they stung Jim Kelly on that play. The
backup quarterback is Frank Reich. He's played in just 4 NFL games in his entire career. The last time, December 14th, 1986, against the Colts, when Jim Kelly suffered a concussion. There's Kelly trying to clear the cobwebs. Watch Thompson and Hand sandwich Kelly again.
Right after he delivers the football. That's a dangerous position. Jim Kelly just released his pass. Elbow, shoulder totally exposed, and boom, gets hit by 2 defensive ends.
Well, we heard Merlin Olsen on NFL Live talking about a 12th man whose role would be to protect the quarterback. Kelly wishes he had that guy here. What about that concept from Merlin Olsen?
Well, it makes sense. You've got the quarterback with the football. The defense can bring one more man than the offense can pick up. 11 against 10. So that 12th man would even that balance out, but I don't really see it happening.
Harvey Armstrong replaces John Hand on the line for the Colts. There's a false start by Burkett of the Bills. And this one will be called back as Kelly lets it go downfield. The Bills continue to be plagued by penalties. That'll be their 6th penalty. It'll be 55 yards in penalties against Buffalo in the first half. Things falling apart for Buffalo.
Right at the hash mark, watching the middle of the frame at the hash mark, Chris Burkett, he wants to get out the line of scrimmage so desperately, a little bit anxious, and gets off a half a count early. You know, it's, as we mentioned earlier, the Bills came into this afternoon's football game tied for the fewest penalties.
Number 85 offense. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Penalty was declined, so we'll still have 5 penalties, 50 yards against the Buffalo Bills.
And they had 9 penalties last week against the Bears and 5 already today, with that one being declined. That's almost as many as they had in the first 4 football games.
3rd and 15 for Buffalo. 5:10 left in the half. Indianapolis up 17-0. Ball's at the 37-yard line of Indianapolis. Kelly again has to scramble. Gets it away. And it's complete. Now a flag goes down. Let's see if the pass is ruled complete or out of bounds and incomplete. It was right on the sideline to Trumaine Johnson.
I saw him signal incomplete, but then he threw his hat to mark the spot. Here's Jim Kelly rolling to the sideline, tries to deliver it downfield, comes back for the football very well.
The ball. Number 86 went out of bounds before he caught the ball. Lost it down. 4th down.
There you have the call from Tom Dooley. Trumaine Johnson went out of bounds, then came back in. That's illegal.
Right. Once he goes out of bounds, he no longer is an eligible receiver. Jim Kelly breaks contain, gets outside of the pass rush, and throws the football in desperation downfield. Already at this point, Trumaine Johnson has worked his way out of bounds, come back inbounds to catch the football, and that is illegal.
Nice scramble by Kelly, but all for naught. Mike Pryor will take John Kidd's punt. You see Kidd in punt formation. Kidd sails it high. They'll try to down it before it gets to the end zone, and they've got a chance. Yes, they do. Inside the 5. Down by Butch Roll, who will spot it at about the 3-yard line. 34-yard punt down inside the 20, which is one of Kidd's specialties. He's the NFL leader in kicks inside the 20 for the last couple of years.
You can see at about the 7 or 8 yard line, Tremaine Johnson stepped out of bounds with both feet, then reestablished his inbounds position. That's illegal. Heads-up call by the side judge on that play. Both feet were on the out-of-bounds line.
Excellent officiating. But Kidd able to nail one inside the 5-yard line. And it backs Indianapolis up with 4:50 remaining in the first half. And Indianapolis leading 17-0.
Great hustle by Mueller. Came down and knocked that play for punt out of the end zone back to roll.
Hogaboom still at quarterback. Eric Dickerson. Thrown back after he reached the 5-yard line. He got about 2 yards. You see the clock ticking away. Shane Conlon, the inside linebacker, one of the top inside backers in the league, gets the tackle for the Bills. See the other scores on our 10-minute ticker.
Boy, the Rams are doing a number on the Falcons.
Second quarter score, Green Bay 10, Detroit 3.
And here at Rich Stadium with 4:17 left in the first half, it's 17-0 Colts. Ball just short of the 5-yard line, 2nd and 8. Hogaboom will pass from the end zone. Dickerson makes a one-handed catch and takes it to the 9-yard line. Shane Conlon chases him down. Nice catch by Dickerson, a one-handed grab.
Excellent catch by Dickerson. That ball seemed to hang in the air forever. He put a lot of air under that football, and Dickerson made a nice one-handed grab. Shane Conlon made a nice adjustment. Look, he's on the blitz, reads the screen, says, uh-oh, Dickerson's the man, one-handed catch, catches it from behind. That's a heads-up move by Shane Conlon to adjust his blitz.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 yards for the Colts, who don't want to have to punt from their own end zone. This is a crucial 3rd down play. Hogaboom, perhaps an audible. Dickerson hit, keeps his balance and takes it to the 15 for a Colt first down. Shane Conlon tripped him up and then pinned him, but a great run by Dickerson, who was hit, but then managed to pick up first down yardage.
No question about it. That is vintage Eric Dickerson. Not great blocking at the point of attack. It's just a little delay draw. Dickerson makes the read. Look at that. He breaks the tackle right there. Look at the balance. One hand, rights himself, gains an extra 6 yards by sticking that right hand on the ground and righting his balance.
Dickerson held to the lowest of his career, 19 yards rushing in the '87 season against Buffalo. Has already exceeded that today, though he's been primarily a decoy. Hogaboom's pass. Brooks makes a great catch at about the 45 or 35-yard line. It is the 35. Brooks keeping his feet in bounds. Makes a 20-yard grab.
Nice tightrope on the sideline. Look at Brooks' concentration. Left foot down, tap with the right foot, and he had control. That's a completion. He's caught a pass in all 34 NFL games that he has played in.
Brooks, one of the finest young receivers in the NFL. He had 51 receptions in '87, 65 and 1,100 yards as a rookie. One of 9 rookies in the history of the NFL with 1,000 yards receiving. Hogaboom trying to be heard over the crowd noise on a first down play. Bumping and interference again on Brooks as he made the cut. Odom's bumped him. And that'll be another pass interference against the Buffalo Bills, who continue to be plagued by penalties.
And once again, Odom's mistake is he did not turn his head for the football. Brooks gets a release. Odom's just concentrating on the receiver. Never turns. Yes, he did. I take that back. He did turn to make a play on the football, but early contact, that's a questionable call because they have really liberalized the interpretation of pass interference downfield.
Number 37, defense, first down.
Odoms is whistled for the pass interference, giving the Colts a first down in Buffalo territory.
My initial reaction when I looked at Odoms was that he never turned for the football. But if you turn for the football and trying to make a legitimate play on it, that should not be pass interference. That's really an iffy call right there.
Hogaboom hit as he releases the ball for the end zone. Verdun, incomplete. Derek Burrows was covering Verdun, who has a touchdown grab, but dropped a similar one down the right sideline earlier in this quarter.
Hogaboom threw that football over 50 yards in the air and very catchable. Boy, that should be touchdown city for Clarence Verdun. Hogaboom is going to be very upset by the fact that that wasn't caught. Watch the hit that he takes, Hogaboom, from Darryl Talley, just as he released that football. A big-time hit, but boy, he threw that football 55 yards in the air.
Mark Bellini has replaced Clarence Verdun, and Wayne Davis in for Derek Burrows on the Buffalo secondary. 2nd and 10. Hogaboom slipped and got up and fired it incomplete. Bentley had a chance at the football and was intended for Dickerson. But Hogaboom lost his footing and then threw it probably ill-advisedly as he was off balance.
Exactly. In the decal in the middle of the field, the Buffalo Bill helmet, he gets his feet tangled up in that. It's a little slick with the moisture on the ground, and he loses his plant foot. Does a nice job of keeping his balance, but as you mentioned, Tom, dangerous to put that football up when you have no strength on the pass.
A reminder to our viewers, we will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the contest. 3rd and 10 for Indianapolis. 2:23 left in the first half. Indianapolis leading 17-0. Ball's at the 43 of Buffalo. Hogaboom has a man, Bentley, but he overshot him. Wayne Davis was covering Albert Bentley, but the pass too long. It'll bring up 4th down for Indianapolis.
You know, the Bills have really struggled in the second quarter all season long. They've only given up 7 points this afternoon, but coming into today, they'd given up 48 of the 82 points they had allowed on the season. That's over 58% of the points have been scored against them in the second quarter.
Ron Stark's first punt only covered 38 yards. Errol Tucker is deep for the Bills. Tucker standing on the 10-yard line. 2:19 on the clock, first half. 17-0 Indianapolis. Low snap. Stark gets it away. Try to kill it inside the 20. There's a flag on the play. And the ball kept alive by the Colts. They down it at the 2-yard line. Wayne Davis, number 21, perhaps guilty of the infraction as Tom Dooley will try to sort it out. Let's watch the replay.
Davis does just touch the left toe of Ron Stark. That's an Oscar award right there by Ron Stark. He wins the big Academy Award. And this will be called running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty and not an automatic first down. He just barely, if there was one less coating of shoe polish on that shoe, I don't think he would have touched it.
Yeah, but his foot came down sort of on the shoulder of Davis. And he did run by him while his leg was airborne, which can be pretty dangerous.
But they will call running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down.
That's what Ron Meyer is saying. He's going to say, let's keep the ball down there at the 2-yard line.
Right. Can't get better field position than that.
We have running into the kicker. On the receiving team, penalty is declined. First down.
So a moment ago, the Bills backed the Colts up to about their 2- or 3-yard line, and the Colts return the favor with 2:08 on the clock. Buffalo will start with a first down at its own 2-yard line.
This is tough on the offensive line right here, Tom. It really narrows your game plan down. Your game plan is sliced in half at least. It really makes things tough.
You see the clock as Jim Kelly under center. Hands it to Mueller. Mueller pounds ahead to about the 7-yard line. About a 5-yard gain before Byron Darby hauls him down. We've come to the 2-minute warning at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, where the Colts lead the Bills 17-0. Buffalo Bills with a 4-1 record, and they've only won those 4 games by a total of 16 points. You just need enough.
That's right. You don't need a lot, just enough. And it's sunny here in Buffalo with that 4-1 record.
However, they trail 17-0 with 2 minutes left in the first half and are backed up with a 2nd and 4 from their own 8-yard line. Kelly. Pass to Burkett, complete for the first down. Out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 18-yard line, and the clock shows 1:57. Willie Tullis pushed him out of bounds, but Burkett picked up 10.
Well, this Bills offense is really struggling, Tom. Only scored 3 points last weekend. Have been shut out so far in the first half today. Coming into the game, the offense had only scored 4 of their 5 touchdowns. The 5th one was on a blocked punt. That's the lowest, 28th in the league. 4 offensive touchdowns.
First down pass from Kelly. Too far for Burkett as it goes incomplete. The Colts had their nickel defense on the field as they're expecting the pass from Kelly, trying to get some points on the board here in the closing stages of the first half. But still with a long way to go, they'll have 2nd and 10 from their own 18.
And once again, the Bills offensive line, they find themselves in a must-pass block mode every play. When you're down 17 points, no question what you have to do.
They've got 7 defensive backs on the field now, do the Colts. And somehow, Rob Riddick goes up in traffic to make the reception, and then he's jumped on by a lot of white jerseys that push him back, and the crowd thought that should have been a roughness penalty. It'll be 16 yards. Great catch by Riddick.
A lot of people around that football with white jerseys on. They're making them pay for every yard generated in this drive.
Clock continues to roll, coming down to the 1:30 mark. Kelly's pass on the sideline, taken by Harmon, who's nudged. No, they say not out of bounds. Keep the clock rolling. The fans don't like that either. Terry Wright will get credit for the stop, but the Bills thought they were out of bounds. 2nd and 4. Kelly's pass across the middle, complete. Burkett trying to get a block. He's at the 30. Down to the 26-yard line of Indianapolis. Eugene Daniel finally chased him down. Great catch by Chris Burkett.
Great catch in a crowd. Found a little seam, settled in the seam of his own. Made a great play, number 85, Chris Burkett.
And the Bills stop the clock with 57 ticks remaining.
That's right, he settles right in the seam of his own. Look at that, 3 white jerseys, but Kelly finds him right in the seam. And then he gains nice positive yardage after the catch, picking up some blockers.
Went for 35 yards, and the Bills have a first down at the 26 of the Indianapolis Colts. 57 seconds remaining. Bills have 1 timeout left. They trail 17-0. Kelly for the end zone. Harmon, touchdown.
Again, drops back in the pocket. This is a matchup you like. Harmon turned around a defensive back, Terry Wright. Boy, just put a great move on him, and Terry Wright did a 360. Usually, a running back cannot beat a defensive back like that. A linebacker, yes. Defensive back, no. Great execution by Harmon. Poor execution by Terry Wright.
26 yards for the touchdown. Scott Norwood off the hold from Kidd for the extra point. And it's good. So the Buffalo Bills finally get their offense going on a masterful drive by Jim Kelly that covered 98 yards in the closing minutes of the first half.
26-yard catch for Harmon. Jim Kelly, that's only his 3rd touchdown pass in the season. Of course, the Bills with 2 touchdown passes were tied for last in the league. Jim Kelly has had 3 touchdown passes called back, either by penalty or instant replay review, whatever the case might be, but now he's finally got his 3rd on the board.
Hope you'll stay with us at halftime of this game. We'll be going back to NFL Live, where Lynn Berman is holding forth. And he'll bring you up to date on all the scores around the NFL. He'll be joined by Frank DeFord, Paul McGuire, and Gail Gardner. Let's take one more look at the touchdown pass to Harmon.
Boy, look at the separation Harmon already has from Terry Wright, number 27 in the white. Just a great pattern run, and it was in a dime defense. Terry Wright, a defensive back, matched up on a running back. That's a matchup the defense usually likes, but the offense toasted it on that matchup.
Bentley will receive the kick from Norwood. That scoring drive, 7 plays covered 98 yards in a minute 17 as the Bills get on the board, and that was a clutch drive engineered by Jim Kelly, and perhaps can get the Bills back in this one. They trail 17-7. Will they try an onside kick here?
I really don't think so. I think that they've generated some momentum by scoring, and if the Colts recover here, they're in great field position to take away and nullify some of that momentum. I think the Bills will just kick it deep and end the half.
51 seconds left in the half. 17-7 Indianapolis. Norwood kicks it deep. Bentley, well, he almost collided with Banks, and Banks that takes it, and Banks is swarmed on by blue jerseys at about the 28-yard line. And some rough stuff in the middle of that pile.
Tempers flare. These are rivals in that AFC East. And, of course, it's first place against last place. Last place trying to close some ground here against the first place Bills.
Well, that 98-yard drive got the crowd of 80,000 juiced up. And with 42 seconds left, will the Colts play it safe here?
I think they will. I don't think they want to do anything to put gasoline on the fire that has been ignited by the Buffalo Bills. I think they'll just go back and collect their thoughts at halftime. The Bills definitely have generated some momentum here.
Hogaboon hands it off. Dickerson to the 30-yard line where Darryl Talley tackles it. Here are the standings in the AFC East. Are being replaced by Young. Dickerson carries for a first down across the 40-yard line of Indianapolis.
He made a great slide into second base on that play. He saw that there's no more yardage to gain. Why take the big hit? His back, he looked like Pete Rose going.
No, Pete first.
That's yeah, good point. Good point.
Hogaboom back to talk to Meyer again. Let's check out the sliding form of Gary Hogaboom, who is back at quarterback after Chandler was injured.
Durability is a lot of times because of intelligence. And look at this. He knows that he can't get any more yardage, avoids a big hit, and that's why Eric Dickerson is never injured, really. I mean, he plays in 98.9% of the games that he was eligible to play in his career. Very rarely out of there because of injury, because he runs smart as well as with talent.
One timeout left for each team. The Colts with the ball, a first down at their own 42. Just 8 seconds left. Is it time for the Hail Mary pass yet?
Yes, I think right now the Colts can open it up a little bit and burn a timeout. They're going to have to, it can't be anything too deep. They have to leave a little bit of time on the clock to line up for that field goal.
Hogaboom airs it out. It's complete.
There it is.
2 seconds left. Can they stop the clock? No. Booza made the catch. Odoms took him down. And let's see if they're going to say the half expired.
I think penalty.
Their third timeout.
Yes, they did.
2 seconds on the clock.
Tom Dooley says put 2 seconds on the clock. They did get the timeout called, and Dean Biasucci will have a chance to kick a field goal.
Gary Hogaboom, being the intelligent veteran quarterback that he is, told Tom Dooley before the play, look, I'm going to come right to you as soon as I throw the football and call timeout, as soon as the ball is completed. As soon as Hogaboom released the football, and he went right to Tom Dooley, as soon as he saw completion, signaled timeout, and the clock stopped right at that point. He was right next to him, right in his face.
Number 3 is Ron Stark, the holder. Number 4, Dean Biasucci, the kicker. Biasucci has kicked 23 straight inside the 45-yard line. This one will be 42 yards. No, it'll be longer than that. It's going to be about 49 yards, yeah. 50 yards probably by the time they set it down. So a 50-yard attempt by Dean Biasucci. His earlier field goal was from 31. Here's the kick. No good. Biasucci with a try, 2 seconds left, misses it from long range. And an injured player, Joel Patton of the Colts, as Ron Meyer leaves the field. Patton is still down. Now being helped to his feet. There's Patton, number 65, limping off the field at halftime. So a wild and woolly first half. The Colts with a diversified attack, breaking on top 17-0. But the Bills with a 98-yard drive to pull within 7. attack directed first by Chris Chandler and then by Gary Hogeboom, going on top 17-0. But the Bills coming back with Jim Kelly directing a 98-yard drive to get on the board, and it's 17-7 at halftime. NFL Live halftime activities continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Halftime continues. We are joined, as always, by Frank DeFord. And both Frank and I just coming back from Korea. The Olympics, of course, a tremendous emotional spectacle. And you come back and you take a look at the NFL and feel maybe a little bit of that emotion is gone these days.
No, these are hard times for pro football, Gail. You see, we all root for our favorite team to win. But let's face it, what makes it being a fan even more fun is cheering against some team you hate. And in this regard, the NFL had it made for years, because there wasn't a personality type, there wasn't a human being in all the world who didn't despise either the Raiders or the Cowboys, one or the other. The Raiders were the rogues who threw spitballs in class and wouldn't eat their vegetables. The Cowboys were the little darlings who cleaned their plates and picked up their rooms. You naturally cheer for your home team, but which team you hated, either the Cowboys or the Raiders, depended on who you were and what you stood for. That was much deeper, much more revealing about what sort of a person you were. The Cowboys appealed to the super organized, the reliable, the organization men, Tex Schramm and Tom Landry and Gil Brandt and his trusty computer. The Cowboys wore neatsy little silver stars and were led by Roger Staubach, a God-fearing military man. No other team in the world, and certainly not the Raiders, could have invented the cheerleaders. Only the Dallas Cowboys could have made raw sex sweet. Meanwhile, the Raiders took in outcasts and scoundrels. Al Davis, the ultimate loner. Us against them, the Raiders dressed like pirates and were led by Ken Stabler, a raucous reprobate, left-handed, and the snake. But above all, the Raiders and Cowboys both always won. That was crucial for us. You can't work up any hate for bums. Who cares about the Falcons or Buccaneers? You might as well root against the homeless. But now, sadly, the Cowboys and Raiders are stiffs. They're both coming off losing seasons, and they're losing again in '88. God help us, this is a threat to our national psyche, our emotional well-being. So in this election year, let us all come together and cheer for the Cowboys and Raiders. Pray that once again they can be winners, so that then each of us can be healthy Americans once more. Pick the Raiders or the Cowboys and cheer against them.
I have to tell you that if you had asked me the question, which two teams did you personally root against through most of your life, I would have said the Cowboys and the Raiders, absolutely. Especially in the late 70s, when the Cowboys were goody two-shoes, as you said, and the Raiders, the Jack Tatum-Darryl Stingley incident always symbolized for me the Oakland Raiders of that time, unfortunately so. But I have a feeling, Frank, that the ability to dislike, to be motivated by hatred in some way, is not there in a lot of our sports these days.
I think that villains have disappeared altogether. I think we even saw it in the Olympics. People didn't get worked up against the Russians nearly as much as they used to. You don't see it in baseball so much anymore. People hate George Steinbrenner, but I don't think the antagonism against the Yankees is there the way that it used to be. And I see you in that nice green outfit, and it reminds me of the Boston Celtics. And people used to hate the Boston Celtics when Red Auerbach had the big cigar. But I mean, who could hate people like Casey Jones? It's not true anymore.
Why do you think that's changed?
Oh, I think as a general rule, television has smoothed things out, and perhaps the whole society has gone that way. I don't think we have as many heroes as we used to. Remember, Jack Nicklaus was a villain once upon a time when he came in against Palmer, and not so much anymore. Jim McMahon might try to be a villain, but he comes off more as just a rascal. I guess our emotions are just not as strong as they used to be.
I guess not. But here's to perhaps some future villains. At any rate, Frank, thank you so much, and NFL coverage continues.
Welcome back to New York. It's been a crazy first half thus far. We have five now, not four, five more quarterback injuries around the National Football League. We're only at halftime of game number 1 today. The big news in baseball, National League President Bart Giamatti has suspended Dodger pitcher Jay Howell for 3 days. Not games, days. Tommy Lasorda right now doing a rain dance because if I guess the games are rained out, Howell could play, but 3 days, weather forecasts are good. He would be eligible to pitch in Game 7 if there is a Game 7. This because, as you know, of the Pine Tar incident yesterday today at Shea. Now all the scores and highlights. Some of you watching the wild game in Cincinnati where the Bengals are leading the Jets 19-12. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Cincinnati. They still lead. Sam Weiss had plenty to pace about. And that strange play in the first quarter, in effect, Boomer Esiason tripped over offensive lineman Anthony Munoz. It wasn't a Jets tackle. 2 points on the safety. The Jets then went up after a recovered fumble 9-0, but then Esiason went to work. Here he goes, 61 yards to Eddie Brown. Bobby Humphrey just chases him. Bengals coming back. It was 9-6. They missed a couple of extra points. They had a field goal blocked, a replay controversy right after a replay called back on the touchdown that was reversed. Then he completed another one to Eddie Brown. So 15 touchdown passes now for Boomer Esiason, and they're doing well coming back from adversity.
Adversity does not shake a good football team, and Boomer knows that all he has to do is stay into that pocket and throw. And the most important thing about it, the defense of Cincinnati. This year they bend a lot, but they don't break.
All right, well, the quarterbacks are doing the breaking right now because Seattle, they're now in the third quarter. Seahawks leading Cleveland 13-7. Anybody want to play quarterback for the Browns? They're now down to their fourth string. They started with Kozar, then they went on to Danielson, then Pagel. You'll see how he was hurt, and now it's down to a fourth. Don Strock on the blocked field goal of Matt Barr. It was Jeff Bryan who blocked it for Seattle. Paul Moyer scooped it up. Look who makes the tackle. Number 10, the quarterback, Pagel, on the play, injures his shoulder. He was number 5 to go down today. Pagel is now out, and it's Don Strock, and anybody is the backup right now. Now, in other games, Chris Chandler of Indianapolis, he's out, the quarterback. Bruce Sternum, Hogaboom has replaced him there. Indianapolis leading Buffalo 17-7, second quarter. As Chandler paces the sidelines, that happened in the second quarter. His replacement, Hogaboom, did take over, so the Colts in good shape there. Clarence Verdun gathered it in, 39 yards. Indianapolis took the 17-0 lead. It's now 17-7. Kansas City and Houston, Cody Carlson, fractured right thumb. That's the quarterback for Houston. Brent Peace is in. A running back, Alan Pinkett, is the backup. Hasn't played quarterback since high school. 6-0 Kansas City at halftime in that one. Green Bay leading New England 17-3. Doug Flutie not doing the magic. Has 2 interceptions, but he does have 2 tackles. And remember last week, Flutie with the naked bootleg against the Colts? Well, Don Mikowski, Green Bay quarterback, says, hey, I can do that. There he goes. Touchdown for Green Bay. And the Packers finally looking for a win for Lindy Infante. They're 0-5. Perhaps they'll get off track and get a win today at 17-3. That's at halftime. Chicago and Detroit, both quarterbacks, McMahon and Long, knocked out here with knee injuries. McMahon also suffered a concussion. Chicago beating up on Detroit 17-0 at halftime in that one. The Rams over Atlanta. Nobody's going to go to football games at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. It's now 27-0 at halftime. And how easy is it to rush against the Falcons defense? Well, in the first quarter alone, Greg Bell of the Rams rushed for 110 yards. That was in the first quarter. 27-0, all Rams trying to bounce back. Atlanta would go 1-5. The Rams would be 5-1. Washington at Dallas. Washington, a fairly easy time against the Cowboys. Mark Rippon, a couple of touchdown passes for the Skins. 28-10, Washington over Dallas at halftime. And Tampa Bay, third quarter, some are surprised here. They lead in Minnesota. That score is 10-7. So that's the story at halftime. We hope they can get some quarterbacks back to health. Paul McGuire with Len Berman. We'll have more for you later on. We'll be back.
Halftime at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham, where the Indianapolis Colts lead the Buffalo Bills 17-7. And Dave, a surprising first half. Right off the bat, it was a surprise because the Indianapolis Colts did not hand the ball to Eric Dickerson as they had through the first 5 games of the season. They went to the air with Chris Chandler, the rookie, at the controls at that time.
And he did a tremendous job. He incorporated a lot of people, a lot of support for Eric Dickerson. Albert Bentley got involved in the offense very early, went to his wide receivers. Bill Brooks made a couple of big catches. I think it was a good scheme by Ron Meyer and loosened the defense up a little bit. Eric Dickerson started to get involved in the football game, running the football as well as catching it. So they really jumped off to a very, very positive start in this football game.
Chandler, of course, was later injured, suffered a bruised sternum, and replaced by Gary Hogaboom. But Hogaboom right on target, especially with a long touchdown pass to Clarence Verdun.
Clarence Verdun has turned into the big play person for the Indianapolis Colts. And really, Gary Hogaboom could have had at least one more touchdown pass. Clarence Verdun, with all the positives that he had in the first half, had a couple of major drops.
Do you think the momentum shifted, though, after Indianapolis had gone up 17-0, and they had the Bills backed up to their own 2-yard line, but then Kelly came out firing and got the Bills on the board just before halftime? Did that sort of turn the thing around for Buffalo?
I think it did. I think that's the most positive thing that could have happened for Buffalo. When you go on a 98-yard drive, you're doing a lot of things very well. I think one of the big things is the offensive line really operated well for Jim Kelly. He was never really hit in that series. He was hit a couple of times in the first half. Of course, the defensive ends closed in on him and sandwiched him on one particular play, but the offensive line in that 2-minute drive did just an exemplary job of protecting the quarterback.
Kelly had not been sharp in his passing early in the game, but in that last drive was on target and did throw a pass to Harmon, 26 yards for the Bills' only touchdown of the game. Looking ahead to the second half, what do you expect to see? As far as these two teams continue to go back and forth, do you think the Colts will still be diversified, and will the Bills be able to adjust after expecting to have to stop Dickerson?
I think the Bills will make an adjustment defensively, and really I think that the one thing you mentioned about that touchdown pass or touchdown drive at the end of the first half, the Bills can now stay with their game plan. They don't really have to adjust that game plan. There's a hit that Chandler took from Cornelius Bennett, and another hit that he took from Cornelius Bennett. Well, the quarterbacks did get hit. The Indianapolis Colts got hit with regularity by that Buffalo Bill defense.
And, of course, Chandler eventually had to leave the game, and the diagnosis of bruised sternum. Here he scrambles and goes down, and it would be Gary Hogeboom that would come on to replace him. Kelly also took a shot in the first half. In fact, the Bills had to call a timeout to clear his head. And Kelly, though, did come back on. He's a tough customer.
He is. You know, the standing joke going around the Buffalo area is that Jim Kelly had as many tackles as he had touchdown passes coming into this afternoon's football game. That was 2 each.
Let's take a look at the stats for the first half. The Colts had the edge in first downs and in yards rushing barely. The yards passing sort of evened up after that 98-yard drive by the Bills, and the total yardage pretty close. The time of possession was way in favor of the Colts after the first quarter, but it too evened up somewhat in the second quarter. And the passing stats, the Colts, Chandler and Hogeboom, 14 of 24. Jim Kelly all the way 13 of 23 in the first half. And the one turnover was an interception by Barry Krause of the Colts, who turned it. The Colts later turned it into a touchdown. Kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Tucker deep for the Bills as Biasucci will kick it off for the Colts. Tucker takes it at the 6. Across the 20, he's got some room. Out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Biasucci, the kicker, was finally able to get Tucker out of bounds, and the Bills have gotten good returns on the kickoffs all afternoon long.
Marv Levy is very, very high on Earl Tucker as a kickoff return man. He said he makes great decisions. The only problem is he had not received sufficient blocking on a lot of occasions. That time he did, and he turned it into a nice kickoff return.
Spot the ball at the 36-yard line for the first offensive play of the second half. Kelly will put it up. Burkett can't hold it. O'Brien Alston was covering Burkett. Alston, the rookie, number 97, getting his first NFL start today. He's 6'6", 246 pounds, out of the University of Maryland.
He is one specimen, and in fact, all those Colts are big people. But watch Chris Burkett. Breaks free from the line of scrimmage, picked up by Alston. That's dangerous. Grabbed him after that 5-yard area, but Jim Kelly threw the ball behind Chris Burkett, but Alston has to watch out, not grab him after that 5-yard period.
Reed in motion as Kelly hands it off. Mueller on second down scrambles across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Got 3 or 4 yards when it didn't look like he was going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Craig Swope, credit for the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. Harmon and Riddick on the field now for the Bills as Mueller goes off on a passing down, 3rd and about 5 to go for the first down. Seven defensive backs in for the Colts. Kelly, complete. Reed, spin out of bounds at the 45-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. Andre Reed getting free. And Kelly on target. Tullis and Pryor managed to get Reed out of bounds.
Andre Reed, who is second in the AFC in receptions, this is his specialty. Medium range routes, just runs a 10-yard out pattern, gets a little separation, makes a nice sure catch of the football. Just a very positive game by Andre Reed. Willie Tullis was trying to provide coverage. Right there, Reed gets separation on his out pattern. You don't have to be very fast, just run precise, make a sharp cut on your pass route.
Mueller hit, keeps the legs going and takes it to the 40-yard line. Swope and Young finally get him down there. It'll be second and about 5 for the Buffalo Bills. This drive began on the Buffalo 36-yard line, and they quickly have advanced the ball to the 40 of Indianapolis.
You know, the knock on Andre Reed is that he can't stretch a defense. He averaged just under 13 yards per catch coming into this afternoon's football game, but he's got a place in this Bills offense. Thomas, the tailback in the I formation, stopped at about the 35, about a yard short of the first down. You see how far, as Jim Kelly indicates to the sideline. Now we start to see the importance of that 2-minute drive at the end of the half. They score. Now they get the football to start the second half. The 17-point spread, depending on what happens, if they do score in this drive, can dwindle very, very quickly in the National Football League.
Riddick and Byram are into the backfield for the Buffalo Bills on third down and less than a yard. You see the conversions today for Buffalo in third downs. They trail 17-7, opening drive of the second half. Riddick is hit right at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be close to the first down. The Colts did a good job in short yardage of stacking it up right at the line of scrimmage.
Colt linebackers really filled very, very hard. These linebackers average 6'3½", 242 pounds. I mean, we're talking almost offensive line size for the linebackers. Watch Barry Krause and Fred Young. Boom! Fred Young fills the hole on Rob Riddick. I mean, we're talking major league hit right there.
Dwayne Bickett and O'Brien Alston also assisting on the play. All the linebackers, it seemed, got a piece of the action, and it'll be close enough that we'll have to measure.
Once again, 6'4½", 6'3½", 242-pound average. Tom, there were offensive linemen that big when I was playing in the NFL.
It is just enough for the first down. So Buffalo, starting the second half on its own 36, picks up a first down in Colt territory. Ball will be spotted on the Indianapolis 34-yard line, actually between the 34 and 35. The 13th first down of the game for Buffalo. Mueller showing some strong running. Kicks up 5 down to the 30. Joe Klecko is in and got part of the tackle, number 73. Mueller said he wanted to be more a part of the offense, and he's getting his chance today and coming through.
He's a big horse from Benedictine College. You know, they ran a veer offense. He was not very sophisticated in the NFL scheme of things. Didn't know what a draw play was. Didn't know how to run pass routes or pick up blitzes on pass protection. The man can run the football.
They said his college playbook had 6 pages. This is Thomas. Thomas has a first down. As the Bills finally get their running game in gear, Mike Pryor makes the tackle on Thomas, but another Bill first down.
The thing I really like about Thurman Thomas is after the first collision by the defense, he always gets a yard or two more. He's got great leg drive. Watch number 34 in the blue, finds a seam, gets hit very, very effective. Watch the leg drive. Picks up an extra 2 or 3 yards. I mean, he was hit right in the face immediately by George Wansley, but just shucked it off.
First down at the 22-yard line. Flags down. Reed catches it. But it looked like the Bills might have jumped again. Metzelaars perhaps was offside, as the penalties have killed the Bills today, and Indianapolis has not committed an infraction. Illegal motion against Buffalo.
Watch at the lower portion of your screen here, the tight end. He breaks his stance, leans forward. That's a penalty. Now, if he had done that and was able to reset himself for a full second.
89 offense, first down.
That's the 7th penalty against the Buffalo Bills for 76 yards.
Now, if he was able to reset himself, Tom, and set himself for a full second before the snap of the football, it would have been legal because the tight end can move out of a three-point stance. Offensive lineman can't. But once he broke his three-point stance, the ball was snapped immediately.
7 for 76 the Bills. The Colts 0 yards in penalties. It sets up a 1st and 15 from the 27 of the Colts. Kelly's pass, tipped, I believe, at the line of scrimmage and intended for Thomas, is incomplete.
Colts brought everybody on that play. They even brought defensive back. They blitzed Eugene Daniel from the cornerback position, as well as outside linebackers and 3 down linemen. They brought 5 on Jim Kelly on that play.
Scott Norwood perhaps will be called on if the Bills cannot pick up a 1st down. It's 2nd and 15. Kelly across the middle. Great catch by Reed. And the ball's loose. And they're going to rule it down. It'll belong to the Bills. They'll rule the play was dead before the fumble occurred. Acrobatic catch by Andre Reed, about 10 or 11 yards on the play.
Once again over the middle where Reed is so tough. One-hand catch, controls it, turns it upfield, right amongst the linebackers and defensive backs. Forward progress has already stopped by the time Fred Young stripped the football away from Andre Reed. Here he is flanked out to the left. This is where wide receivers earn their money, over the middle. Lets it clear, comes underneath the linebackers, makes a great one-hand catch. Now he collisions Fred Young. That's where you earn your paycheck, right there.
Reed had a broken left wrist in the preseason, and he says he was down. He's having a great game. He's made some spectacular receptions this afternoon. Reed in motion here on 3rd and 3. Kelly for Reed. Touchdown.
Jim Kelly, the 2nd touchdown pass of the day, just gets rid of the football under pressure. Reed had run a great route. He made Willie Tullis think that he was running inside to the middle of the football field, turned Willie Tullis around, broke back to the corner. Jim Kelly hit him perfectly.
Norwood for the extra point, which would pull the Bills within 3. He got it. 9:28 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Buffalo Bills have closed within 3 of the Colts. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham at Rich Stadium, where the Buffalo Bills have scored a touchdown. Jim Kelly's 2nd touchdown pass of the day. Andre Reed will make the reception.
Watch the move he makes. Come off the line of scrimmage. Tullis tried to hold him. Reed just broke free. Really poor coverage by Willie Tullis. Great route by Reed.
Norwood's kick taken by Bentley at the 10. Bentley's got some room to the 30 and the 31-yard line. So Jim Kelly, with 2 touchdown passes coming into today's game, has pitched 2 in this contest, and after he threw the last one, he went to say to his receivers, now we've got it going.
That's right. Thank you very much. He said Jim Kelly now 16 and 28, 221 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. Happy young man.
And the last 2 times the Bills have had the football, at the end of the first half and the first possession of the second half, they have scored touchdowns to get back in the game. Hogeboom, at quarterback for the Colts, fires complete to the 40. Pat beats the tight end, makes a grab, about a 10-yard gain. Bentley on the stop for the Buffalo Bills, and Hogeboom right back to the air for Indianapolis.
And, you know, the 3rd quarter has been just an odd one, I guess is the best way to describe it for the Colts. They haven't scored all season in the 3rd quarter, but they'd only given up 3 points before the Buffalo Bills scored here on their first drive in the 3rd quarter today.
2nd and 1, they gave 9 yards to Beach on the reception, and Dickerson tries to pick up the first down and does, but not by much. He got a couple, perhaps 3 yards. Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. From Rich Stadium in Buffalo, Tom Hammond, Dave Lapham, the Indianapolis Colts leading the Buffalo Bills 17-14 with 8 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter of this key AFC Eastern Division game. First down for the Colts from their own 44. Hogaboom's pass complete to Brooks. Brooks has it inside the 45 of the Bills, where Derek Burrows tackles him. It'll be another Colt first down through the air. That one covered 14 yards.
Hogaboom was looking extremely sharp. He's throwing the football with a lot of velocity, really. He's got a well-rested arm, obviously, and he is zinging that football in there to his receivers. A critical drive for the Colts. They have to do something to try to nullify the momentum generated by the Buffalo Bills.
Mark Kelso, the starting free safety of the Bills, is out with a head injury, replaced by Sherman Cocroft, a free agent. Hogaboom goes for it all, intended for Brooks, and incomplete. Derek Burrows stride for stride with Brooks down the sideline. Let's check the progress of the other games in the NFL on our 10-minute ticker. Wild and woolly affair at Riverfront Stadium. Cincinnati 26-19 now over the Jets in the second half. Ickey Woods with a 5-yard touchdown run for the Bengals. Ken O'Brien hit Al Toon for a Jets touchdown. Second and 10 for the Colts. That's Booza in motion. Hogaboom in trouble. He'll be ruled in the grasp and control, and a flag goes down. Cornelius Bennett was wrapped around Hogaboom, and they'll rule a sack. Flag is on the play, and Tom Dooley will sort it out.
Take a look at it once again. Bruce Smith gets the initial penetration up inside on Chris Hinton, making Hogaboom step to his outside. Cornelius Bennett catches him from behind Hogaboom in desperation, just throws the football away. Once again, Cornelius Bennett and Hogaboom just shoveling the football away. Dangerous play, but they're going to rule in the grasp.
That'll go in the books as the third sack.
Grounding, number 7, loss of down, third down.
Well, it's an intentional grounding penalty against Hogaboom and the Colts. The first penalty against the Colts in the game. And it means it'll be third down and 20.
Yeah, the new wording on intentional grounding is sufficient pressure, and he definitely had sufficient pressure.
Hogaboom under pressure. Intercepted. Cocroft spins out of bounds at about the 36-yard line by Dickerson. Sherman Cocroft, who was signed as a free agent after coming from Kansas City, being waived by the Chiefs, makes the interception for the Bills, who trail by 3. The Indianapolis Colts have just committed their first turnover of the game. A bad throw by Hogaboom.
Bad throw and pressure provided by Art Still. Bill Brooks, he curled on his pattern, turned it to the inside, and Hogaboom just threw it to deep center field. Sherman Cocroft, he looked like he was the primary receiver on that interception.
Hogaboom with the interception. And the turnovers all even now at 1 apiece, and the momentum shifting to the Bills, who have a first down, trailing 17-14, the ball at their own 37. Mueller. Penalty flag on the play. The Colts. Willie Tullis came up with a football, but a penalty marker down.
A signal code football, but let's see what the penalty is.
Ron Meyer on the Indianapolis sideline awaiting the officials' ruling, and it looks like the Colts are going to have the ball. Hogaboom set to come back on the field.
Holding, number 70 on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
So Mueller fumbles. Joe Devlin is guilty of the holding call.
Lead blocked by Thurman Thomas. I can't see. Well, I guess there was pretty good collision right on the football. Hellman hit right on the football, springing it free.
And Willie Tullis jumps on it for Indianapolis, so the Colts get a break on the second Bills turnover. light mist falling here at Rich Stadium. The fans have the rain gear out. Second turnover against the Bills. Back-to-back turnovers. First for the Colts, and then the Bills give it right back. Hogaboom's pass complete, I believe, to Bentley. Albert Bentley takes it to the 44-yard line, or the 34-yard line of the Bills, where Cornelius Bennett gets him down.
You know, really most of the pressure on Hogaboom and the other quarterbacks from the as far as the Bills are concerned, has not come from Bruce Smith. So I think Chris Hinton has done a credible job here in this rematch. Last year it went to Bruce Smith. This year Chris Hinton seems to be holding his own very well.
2nd and 3 for the Colts. Hogaboom completes it. Complete to the tight end, Beach. Wrestled down after picking up a first down by Leonard Smith. Pat Beach is a big target, 6'4", 252. The 3rd leading receiver on this Colts club. He had 8 receptions coming into today's game. Ticker with a score update. As we've seen the momentum shift here at Rich Stadium, just when the Bills seem to have the momentum, they turn the ball over, and the Colts in good position with a first down at the 27. Hogaboom. Knocked free by Nate Odoms. Verdun was the intended receiver, but Odoms had perfect position that time.
He certainly did, Tom. Great position, running stride for stride. You can't ask for better defensive coverage than Nate Odoms provided. Verdun works his way off the line of scrimmage, gets an outside release. Odoms turns and runs with him. Inside position, turns for the football just at the right time. Airborne at the same time as Verdun. Excellent, excellent defensive play.
That's the way they draw it up. Nate Odoms, the only thing he could have done was maybe hold on to the ball for the interception. 11 of 20 for Hogaboom today in relief of Chris Chandler, who is out with a bruised sternum. Dickerson hit, takes a tackle, gets to the outside and is out of bounds. Inside the 25 of the Bills, Sherman Cocroft nudged him out. But Dickerson was hit shortly after receiving the handoff and turned nothing into something. Bennett had him for a moment, but Dickerson got free and has now gained 40 yards in the afternoon. Remember, has been used primarily as a decoy. Averaging 4 yards a pop, whereas last season's game he averaged less than 2 yards a crack. And Cornelius Bennett, point blank range as Ron Meyer looks on, and he said, nice move by Eric Dickerson. I can't believe Cornelius Bennett missed that open field tackle. 3rd and 5. Pressure. And incomplete. Just off the hand of Cocroft, who was bidding for his 2nd interception. Boozer, the intended receiver, but it was far over his head as Bruce Smith put the pressure on Hogaboom that time. And the crowd chants, Bruce, 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 in honor of Bruce Smith. And this guy, of course, led the team in sacks last season. He had a sack nullified against the Chicago Bears last week. Of course, he did provide some nice pressure on this one. There's Bruce Smith. Just as Hogaboom releases the football, Bruce Smith nails him between the shoulder blades, throwing his aiming point way off course. Biasucci will try a 40-yard field goal. He's 1 of 2 today. This one is up, and it's good. So Dean Biasucci with the field goal increases the Indianapolis lead, and it's now 20-14. Indianapolis Colts on the Biasucci field goal up their lead to 4 at 20-14, up their lead to 6, I should say, at 20-14, and the turnover is a powerful thing in the NFL. It certainly is, Tom. It's a great equalizer, and just when the Bills captured momentum, the Colts recapture it with a turnover. It'll be interesting to see who ends up with the momentum for the rest of the football game. So just when it looked like the Bills had the momentum, the Colts get the turnover and get the 3 points from Biasucci to make it 20-14. Johnson returns the kick up the sideline. We've seen that several times today. And again, gets pretty good yardage. He'll be marked out of bounds at the 29-yard line where Eugene Daniel took him out. Doubleheader week on NBC. Hope you'll stay tuned. The second half of the doubleheader, some of you will see Denver against San Francisco. Others, the Steelers against the Cardinals in Phoenix. Stay tuned for doubleheader action here on NBC.
Speaking of fumble recoveries, that turnover, the Bills were #1 in the AFC, had recovered 7 fumbles before that one, so they do nothing to hurt that #1 ranking in the AFC.
There are the numbers on Jim Kelly today. 5 minutes, 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Kelly goes deep. Reed is out there. He's got it. Willie Tullis catches him from behind and knocks him out of bounds at about the 13-yard line of Indianapolis.
So much for Andre Reed not being able to get deep. I can't believe the separation that he had on Willie Tullis. Willie Tullis is giving him about a 9-yard cushion, and before he knows it, Andre Reed is right up on his toes and just blows right past him. Willie Tullis looks more like me out there trying to cover Andre Reed.
That's 58 yards. Kelly to Reed, and Ron Meyer's team now backed up in the shadow of its goal line, where the Bills have a first down. Mark the ball at the 12-yard line of Indianapolis. Thomas stacked up and driven back by the Colt defense. Donnell Thompson leads the white-shirted charge of Indianapolis. They were ready for Thomas that time.
On that prior play, Willie Tullis just kept squatting, waiting for Andre Reed to make his cut to run the short, intermediate routes that he normally runs. Then all of a sudden, before he realized it, Andre Reed was blowing by him, and he said, "Holy mackerel, this guy's going deep," and it was too late.
Second down coming up for Marv Levy and his Bills. No gain in the last play. Spotted again at the 12. Clock ticking down, third quarter. Kelly complete to Reed across the middle. He's got the score.
Great block thrown by Thurman Thomas to allow Andre Reed to take that into the end zone.
Andre Reed with his second touchdown catch of the day.
Andre Reed comes across the middle. There he is at about the 7-yard line, makes the catch. Watch 34 in the blue. Boom. Downfield block, knocks swope right to the ground, giving an entranceway for Andre Reed right to the corner of the end zone. Great block by Thurman Thomas.
Extra point, Norwood for the lead. It's good. Jim Kelly has thrown 3 touchdown passes today, and the Bills have the lead. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham at Rich Stadium, where the Buffalo Bills once trailed Indianapolis 17-0. But behind the arm of Jim Kelly, they've taken a 21-20 lead. Albert Bentley, number 20, is deep for Indianapolis, as Scott Norwood is set to kick it off. Kelly had thrown only 2 touchdown passes coming into today's game and has 3 already with 4:14 left in the third quarter. Bentley at the 15. Dodges forward to the 27-yard line. And another fight breaks out. Doesn't appear to be too serious, just some pushing and shoving and no flags down. Tom Dooley with a sack.
Tom Dooley said, "Hey, Butch Roll, get to the sideline. I'm the one telling you. Get out of here."
First down, Indianapolis. There's the ticker. Houston has taken the lead on a Brent Peace run, the Houston quarterback. Here's Hogaboom for Indianapolis on first down. Complete to the tight end, Boyer. Boyer to the 34. Shane Conlon and Leonard Smith combine on the stop. That last scoring drive took only 3 plays to cover 70 yards and just a minute off the clock as Kelly hit his 3rd touchdown pass of the day, and Reed gathered in his 2nd touchdown. Reed has 6 receptions, 119 yards against the defense of that man, Ron Meyer of Indianapolis.
Boy, big day for Reed.
Gary Hogaboom facing a 2nd and 3. Dickerson got the first down, lowers his head and pounds across the 40. Cornelius Bennett, hanging on for dear life, finally takes him down.
That's what makes Eric Dickerson a more effective runner, is they're throwing the football when they want to rather than when they have to. It opens up running lanes for Eric Dickerson. Very deep in the I formation, has great field vision, a nice seam, and nobody accelerates to the hole faster than Eric Dickerson. Hit Cornelius Bennett head on and took him downfield a yard. He's got tremendous power.
Andre Reed getting his ankle taped on the Buffalo sideline. With the game he's having, they can't afford to lose him. Hogeboom pumps, then fires, incomplete. Beach made a stab at it, but it fell to the turf. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League and intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the expressed written consent of the Buffalo Bills and the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Buffalo Bills, all rights reserved.
Once again, Tom, the Colts continue to throw on first down. They've done that more this game than they probably have the entire season.
And it's been effective for them for the most part. Ron Meyer changing his tactics. The team trails by 1 with 2.5 left in the third quarter. Hogeboom under pressure, completes it to Beach. Beach rambles across the 50 and into Bill territory, down at the 48-yard line by Leonard Smith.
That time, quarterback Hogeboom and tight end Beach were on the same page. It was a hot read. Cornelius Bennett blitzed, Beach released. Both read the linebacker blitz and made a nice little reception out of it. Here it is. Hogeboom sees the blitz, sees Cornelius Bennett coming, as does Pat Beach. Goes to it right away. Over Cornelius Bennett's outstretched hands. Pat Beach makes the catch. Positive yardage. First down.
11 yards to be exact. Beach, former All-American from Washington State in his 6th year in the NFL. A minute 53 on the clock, third quarter. First down for the Colts at the Bill 47. Dickerson. Hit, bounces off, keeps it going down close to the 40-yard line. Scott Radisek finally gets him to the turf, but Dickerson was hit, bounced off a couple of would-be tacklers, and made it into a good gain.
And those tacklers were defensive linemen, Bruce Smith and Fred Smerlis, and Dickerson looked like a human pinball. Inherent pinball tendencies there. Just redirected himself a couple of times, squeezed through the hole, picked up 6-7 yards. Nice run by Dickerson.
He's up to 55 yards on the afternoon and held to only 19 against the Bills in December at the Hoosier Dome during the '87 season. Hogeboom under pressure, intended for Dickerson and incomplete. Eric Dickerson always draws a crowd, whether he's carrying the football or trying to receive a pass.
Absolutely. He's going to draw some serious attention. Here he is in that I formation again. Releases on his pass route. Big gets nailed as soon as he gets off the line of scrimmage. Tries to work toward the sideline. Then for good measure gets nailed once more. And that's Leonard Smith, who they acquired in the trade from the Phoenix Cardinals. He said, "Hey, Eric, just want to let you know I'm around, partner."
3rd and 4 for Hogeboom, who's hit on 13 at 25. Light rain continues to fall here at Rich Stadium. Brooks goes in motion. Comes back the other way. Incomplete. Dwight Drain made a diving stab at it after Mark Boyer saw the pass go off his hands. And the Bills almost had another turnover.
And this is what pass rush will do for you. Bruce Smith defeats his man, gets right up the middle, hurries the throw from Hogeboom. Deflection almost resulted in an interception. Sometimes pressures are more key than sacks because they create turnovers. Rather than a sack and loss of yardage, you come up with the football.
On 4th down, Ron Stark is on for the Colts. He's not had an exceptional day punting. Tucker is deep for the Bills, and he'll watch this one sail toward the end zone. It hits short, bounces inside the 10, and the Colts will back them up once more. The ball will be down to around the 4 or 5 yard line. Cliff Odom, the disgruntled linebacker, down on special teams to make the down for the Indianapolis Colts. A 36-yard Stark punt, but down well inside the 20 of the Bills.
And here's the play that caused that punt. This was the 3rd down play. Deflected. Receiver went up Boyer as well as he could. Really, you know, I hate to be real critical, but that very possibly could have been an interception by Dwight Drain.
Well, of course, we're enjoying football this afternoon, but on the horizon, the World Series, baseball's Fall Classic coming up on NBC. Don't forget to tune in for World Series action. Jamie Mueller carries for the Buffalo Bills. John Hand, as the clock goes inside 40 seconds for the third quarter, Hand gets the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts.
And boy, Jamie Mueller had both hands around the football that time. He's the one that fumbled. He was the running back that fumbled on the prior possession, before the touchdown, I should say, 2 possessions ago by the Bills. This time, he had that thing clamped.
Less than 20 seconds to go in the third. 2nd and 5 for Buffalo. Mueller again met at the pass for the Colt defense. You could hear the collision all the way up here.
That was serious. And that was Fred Young once again. He's got a big hit ability. He's just got tremendous hip snap, a low center of gravity, 6'1", 233 pounds, like a human bowling ball.
That's the end of the third quarter with the Bills 21, the Colts 20. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. Start the fourth quarter, the crowd of 80,000 weathering the rain here at Rich Stadium, and the Buffalo Bills leading the Indianapolis Colts 21-20. 3rd and 4. Kelly in the shotgun. There's the shovel pass to Riddick, and Riddick will be close to the first down. John Hand stopping Riddick close to the first down marker.
Once again, very safe call. The Bills said, hey, Colts, you try it, we're going to take it. In this situation, in the shadow of their own end zone, the worst that can happen is an incompletion, not a fumble. So if they execute it, they're in good shape for potential first down. If not, it's just a mere incompletion. It's a very safe, heady call. Little shovel pass by Kelly to Rob Riddick. He controls the football. He double clutches it a little bit, though. He did have trouble controlling it. I think he is short. Ball might be getting a little slippery in the rain as we measure for the first down. Big measurement here. The Bills would like to keep the ball, not have to punt from deep in their own territory. And by half the length of the football, they have enough for the first down. Bad eyes. That's the thing that goes first, Tom, is the eyeballs. I thought it was a little short, but...
Well, actually, I think the Bills did, too, because they had the punter Kidd on the field, and he comes off, replaced by Kelly. And the Bills will keep their drive going with a first down from their own 16-yard line.
Nice call by Marv Levy and his staff.
Fumble. Still loose.
What a grease pig that one was. Man.
Let's sort it out.
The rain was definitely a factor on that fumble, Tom. That ball's slick.
And the Colts have it. Ron Hogaboom with some last-minute instructions from Ron Meyer. It was Barry Krause that came up with a loose ball. Watch it as Mueller will cough it up.
Never got the handoff from Jim Kelly. Mueller, that's his second fumble. This thing is all over the ground. Everybody, look at 1, 2, 3, 4 Colts get it. Jim Kelly has a clean shot at it. He can't control it. Then strong hands. Defensive lineman and linebacker hands get in there. Right now it's just a wrestle for the football. Strongest hands and wrists come away with it.
And Barry Krause had the strongest as the Bills turn it over for the third time this afternoon. And Krause with a fumble recovery has given the Colts a first down at the 15 of the Bills. Dickerson. Not much, maybe a yard.
Of course, that's Buffalo's third turnover, and the Colts only have one. And as we said before, that's the great equalizer.
Check the scores again. Not much change. Jim Everett having a big day for the Rams in that blowout against the Falcons. 2nd and 9 now for Indianapolis. 13:50 left in the game. Colts trail by 1. Hogaboom swings it to Dickerson, to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds. Scott Radisick runs Dickerson out of bounds as he picks up 4 yards on the play. It'll be third down coming up for the Colts, who trail 21-20.
Scary assignment for a linebacker to have Eric Dickerson one-on-one out in the open field. Here he comes from his tailback position, just a little swing pass. He's an outlet receiver, catches the football. Radisick's got him one-on-one in the open field. Man, does a nice job, uses the sideline as the 12th man.
3rd and 5 for Indianapolis. Dickerson to the 5 and close to the first down. Leonard Smith kept Dickerson out of the end zone, but it'll be close to the first down, and we'll measure it. Crucial one coming up here. And if the Colts are short, will you kick the field goal for the lead, or you try for the touchdown?
I kick the field goal for the lead if they are short, Tom. You can't take those potential winning points off the scoreboard or not give them an opportunity. Look at Dickerson on this play. He makes a little stutter step in the backfield to get things underway, finds a seam, and then his pure acceleration, lowers his head. I tell you, that's respect. Your coaching staff has respect for you. They are just a little short. Boy, we're talking 2 lengths of the chain short.
They're an inch or 2 inches short. And Ron Meyer,
kick the field goal. There you go.
has sent Dean Biasucci onto the field.
Well, Tom, it's unbelievable. It's 3rd and 5. You're inside the 10-yard line where the yardage is the toughest. What do? Give the ball to your tailback. Eric Dickerson has tremendous respect of his coaching staff to get the football in a running situation with that down and distance at that field position.
This will be a 23-yard chip shot for Biasucci, who's hit 2 of 3 today. This could give the Colts the lead. And it's good. So the Indianapolis Colts seesaw back on top after the 23-yard field goal by Dean Biasucci. 13:07 left in the game. Colts lead by 2. Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham, where the Colts have taken a 23-21 lead on the Bills. 13 of their 23 points today have come off turnovers. And the Colts' last 6 points, 40 and 22-yard field goals, the result of 2 fumbles by Jamie Mueller of the Bills. Here's Biasucci's kick. Johnson on the sideline once again. And to the 25-yard line. Looks like they're kicking away from Tucker. Every kickoff has gone to Johnson down that sideline.
Here we are in the 4th quarter, Tom, with the Indianapolis Colts having a lead. In 3 out of the 4 losses the Colts have had this season, they've either been tied or had the lead in the 4th quarter, been unable to hold the opponent. Let's see what happens this afternoon.
These 2 teams have been involved in close games, and another close one here at Rich Stadium. And Jim Kelly and the Bills with a first down at the 26-yard line of Buffalo. Kelly's pass to Reed, knocked away at the last moment by Chris Good. The second-year man out of Alabama made a good defensive play there. Let's take a look at the quarterback comparison today. The Colts, Chandler started. Hogaboom came in. They're 21 of 38, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Kelly is 19 of 32, 295 yards, 3 scores, and 1 picked off.
And the Colts, they'd only attempted to pass 21 times coming in, and only had 128 yards passing coming into today's game, throwing the ball well.
2nd and 10. On the out pattern, that'll be ruled incomplete. Thomas was juggling the ball as he went out of bounds, covered by O'Brien Alston. Good call by the officials. He did not have control.
He was right there, right on top of the call, made a good call. Kelly throws the sideline pattern. You have to have total control. Thurman Thomas still juggling the football, never gets both feet down while having simultaneous control of the football.
3rd and 10 for Buffalo. Harmon and Riddick join Kelly in the backfield. 3rd down conversions you see. It's 3rd and 10 here. Kelly complete to the 40 and the 41-yard line. Trumaine Johnson goes up to make the grab. Mike Pryor hanging on, but it's 15 yards, and Johnson has a first down catch.
Tremendous catch by Trumaine Johnson. What he did was he used his body as a shield for the defender. He knew he was going to get hit. breaks it down inside to the hash mark, little curl pattern. Look how he keeps his body between the football and defensive back Mike Pryor on that play. Tremendous play by Tremaine Johnson.
And the Bills with a first down at the 41. Thomas picks up 4 yards, and a penalty flag goes down. Donnell Thompson.
Looks like it could be a face mask, Tom.
Donnell Thompson, it looked like he might have had hold of the face mask of Thomas. And that's what the call will be.
I think it'll be a 5-yarder, not a 15-yarder. It wasn't a flagrant.
Face mask, number 55, first down.
They called Kraus for the face mask violation. And a first down for Buffalo. The ball rests just short of midfield at about the 49-yard line of the Bills. There's Kraus with a face mask.
Unusual, a 1st and 3. They gain the yardage plus the yardage of the run plus the face mask penalty, a 1st and 3 situation.
Thomas pitches back to Kelly. Lost it. Reed couldn't get it. Reed turned all the way around trying to come up with a pass. Chris Good was beaten on the play, but the pass was behind Reed.
That's right. Andre Reed, his reaction was he turned around in disbelief to Jim Kelly. He should have let him further to the sideline. Andre Reed cutting all the way across the field. By this time, Kelly's already received the lateral back from Thurman Thomas. Really threw the ball behind him. If he had led him more to the sideline, it would have been a nice long completion. Here it is once again. He makes a nice adjustment of the football. Has to do a 360 in midair, but if the ball was led properly, would have been a completion.
Chris Good has been tested today by the Bills. It's 2nd and 2. Mueller, both hands wrapped around the football that time after fumbling twice, and he bangs ahead for the first down. Barry Krause pins him after he got 2 or 3 yards. Seattle continuing to beat Cleveland, and of course the fans of the Colts and the Bills glad to see the Jets on the short end of the score.
Washington
here at Rich Stadium.
Washington had a big lead on Dallas.
Here at Rich Stadium, 11 minutes left in the game, and the Colts leading the Bills 23-21. Kelly turns and fires short of the first down to Reed, who's taken out of bounds around the 40-yard line of the Colts. Eugene Daniel made sure he didn't get enough yardage for the first down.
Once again, this tests the arm strength of an NFL quarterback. The ball's actually in the air 30 to 35 yards, even though it's a 6-yard out pattern. Andre Reed makes a sharp cut. Look at the zip on this football. Boom. Right between the 8 and the 3 for Andre Reed. That tests the strength of Jim Kelly, and he passed with flying colors. Great arm strength.
2nd and 5. Marv Levy patrols the Bills sideline. The ball is at the 41 of the Colts. There are the numbers on Kelly. Mueller again. Big hole up the middle. Inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Jamie Mueller pounding straight ahead for first down yardage.
Oh, tip of the cap on that one. Center Ken Hull, left guard Jim Richer, and right guard Tim Fogler did a nice job up the middle, because this is just north and south by the big fullback. Cut back, right up the center, right up the heart of the Colts defense. Great operation in there by the Bills' interior line.
Alston, Darby, and Hand. It took 3 of them to bring Mueller down that time. 48 yards rushing. That last one good for 12. Mueller again. This time he's met and driven back by the center of the Colt line, and linebacker O'Brien Alston also getting a piece of Mueller.
Mueller's a powerful package. 6'1", 225 pounds. Very, very developed musculaturely. He's got an NFL body, no doubt about that.
What was that again?
Musculaturely. I think Mrs. Riley,
but can you spell it?
My junior high school English teacher. Is that a word? I'm not sure. Huh?
2nd and 6 coming up for the Buffalo Bills. They trail 23-21. The ball at the 26 of Indianapolis. Plenty of time for Kelly. Got a man wide open and knocked down at the last minute. Great recovery by Dwayne Bickett, who used that great speed that he has at the outside linebacker position to knock the pass away when it appeared that Burkett, who is injured on the play, would have a safe zone to really get the reception.
Yeah, Burkett's laying prone. He's right now, the phone's ringing, and know that nobody's on the other end. Long-distance phone call. Here he comes. Boom, gets hit. Hits head first, and then he's hit by Ronnie Harmon. Right now, the bells are ringing. Nobody's on the other end of the receiver. We'll see how he is when we come back.
Chris Burkett of the Bills is up and apparently okay after being shaken up a bit on that last play. 76,018 at Rich Stadium, where the Bills face a 3rd and 8. Kelly's pass incomplete, intended for Trumaine Johnson, and the fans want an interference call. Look at Johnson hopping. He wanted the flag too. Freddie Robinson was close on his heels, and Johnson thought he might have been interfered with.
Yeah, Johnson's definitely, his point is that his pass route was redirected downfield well beyond the 5-yard legal bump zone area. There you see 86. He was hit. He was just clotheslined as he tried to make his break. That was Freddie Robinson, who was in the dime situation, and that one got by the official.
Norwood with a 45-yard field goal that could give the Bills the lead. It. A good job by Kidd, the holder, who pulled down a high snap, and the Bills lead 24-23. A tremendous football game in Buffalo. The two coaches, Marv Levy and Ron Meyer, really into it. Norwood with a kick, a tough kick in the rain, has given the Bills once again the lead.
45-yard field goal in the rain. Norwood, he's kicked the most field goals in the NFL. That's his 15th. Coming into today's game, he had 47 points. The band's getting into a little Jaws action. Norwood had 47 points, scored 6 more today. He's now got 53. He's having a heck of a season.
And has set a Bills record by scoring in 34 straight games. Norwood's kick will be taken by Albert Bentley at about the 8-yard line. He's buried at the 20. Steve Tasker, who went to the Pro Bowl as a special teams performer a year ago, leads the charge for the Buffalo Bills.
So did Mark Pike.
Tom Hammond and Dave Lapham here at Rich Stadium with David Stern, our producer, and Jack Simon, our director, and we're getting into it too.
We are. This is the emotion of this is tough to get around here. Here's big defensive lineman Mark Pike. He's a wedge buster. Gets in there, throws people around like they weigh 20 pounds. Gets in on the tackle. Tasker made the first hit, and Pike got involved also.
First down for the Colts. Hogaboom will go to the air. Under pressure, he throws it incomplete. Hogaboom just got it away. Pressure came from Bruce Smith. Eric Dickerson, the intended receiver, but they put the pressure on Hogaboom that time. Chris Chandler started the game at quarterback for the Colts and did an excellent job directing them to a 17-0 lead, but he suffered a bruised sternum and was replaced by Gary Hogaboom. Eric Dickerson has carried 14 times for 59 yards today, a 4.2 yard per carry average. Hogaboom, short drop, throws it incomplete. It's short hop, the intended receiver, and a flag goes down. Brooks was the intended receiver, and Sherman Cocroft holds his hands out to the official saying, "What did I do?"
Illegal use of hands, illegal chuck.
The penalties have been costly to Buffalo.
Illegal contact, number 50 defense, first down.
It's called on Ray Bentley.
Gary Hogaboom has been hit on both passes that he threw by Bruce Smith. And watch this move. Works his way inside. Boom, big hit that time by Radizik on the blitz. Bruce Smith was around Hogaboom. I'll tell you, pressures are just as important as sacks. Make the quarterback hurry his reads. They can result in interceptions.
Give the Colts a first down at their own 25-yard line. Hogaboom again under pressure. Ball's loose. That could be a touchdown. Bennett.
Yes, it should be. They did not signal incompletion.
No signal as yet.
First down, Bills.
It'll be the Bills' ball, but not a touchdown. Hogeboom was hit. He spun around. The ball came free. It bounced off a Colt and then was picked up by Bennett.
Watch Bruce Smith. Grabs Hogeboom, spins him around, grabs his right arm, and the ball is totally free. Hogeboom was trying to get into a throwing motion, and he just spun the ball free. Buffalo's football. Now the question is, why is this not a touchdown? Touched right there by the offensive lineman. Cornelius Bennett comes in and stakes it away from Joel Patton. Why is, maybe because Patton touched it, are they going to rule that possession? They can't. I wonder why that's not a touchdown.
We have a backward pass. Backward pass. It cannot be advanced. First down.
Backward pass.
Thank you, Tom Dooley, for the explanation. Bruce Smith was the man responsible for the mayhem in the Colts backfield, and the Bills have it in excellent position. It's the second turnover against the Colts today. Buffalo has turned it over 3 times.
Here comes Bruce Smith from the right of your screen. Turns Hogeboom around. Backward pass cannot be advanced. If it's a pass, why isn't it an incompletion? That's a fumble. I've never heard backward pass.
A backward pass is a lateral, right?
Yeah, and that should be a fumble. A lateral that's not executed as a fumble. I don't know about. I just don't know that rule. That's a new rule on me. Turns Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith turns Gary Hogeboom around. They rule it a backward pass. Can't be advanced. He should be an eligible receiver. Offensive lineman. I don't know. Backward pass is a new term on me.
Cornelius Bennett came up with it for the Bills.
I think we're taking another look at this. It could be Cornelius just lobbying for a touchdown.
Ralph Moorcroft is the replay official here at Rich Stadium today. And when the story of this game is written, it'll be the turnovers that'll be so important.
Most definitely. That's the story every week. Giveaway, takeaway. The ratio is key.
Now Tom Dooley is coming over to discuss it with Marv Levy.
Marv saying, hey, why is that not a touchdown? That was my first reaction. Cornelius Bennett took it in the end zone. I've never heard backward pass can't be advanced.
And now Dooley is going to talk on the phone directly with Ralph Moorcroft, the replay official.
As I said, Tom, a backward pass should be incomplete. If it's a backward pass, as you say, that's a lateral. A lateral is a fumble. A fumble can be advanced. So I don't understand it.
We'll take a look at it from ground level.
Here we go again. Bruce Smith turns Hogeboom around. He tries to throw the football. He throws it backwards. The referee either has to rule that Hogeboom was in a throwing motion or it's a fumble. One way or the other. It's either an incompletion or a fumble, but if it's a fumble, it should be a touchdown.
Look at all the Bills hovered around Tom Dooley, lobbying their case like a bunch of Philadelphia lawyers.
Tom is trying to get this one sorted out. Look at Cornelius is saying, you got to give me 6. Old 55 right there is saying, that's a touchdown. It's got to be.
Here we go. Watch the coach's reaction. Tom Dooley, tell us what happened.
After further review, the play will stand. First down.
What's the ruling? What is the ruling? I'd like one more clarification. Backward pass. I don't understand that one.
Well, Jim Kelly and company will try to render the decision moot if they can get into the end zone here. 8:47 left. First and goal at the 9 for Buffalo, leading by 1. Thomas dances his way to the 7. Down at the bottom of the stack, Donnell Thompson. Help from John Hand as well to bring down Thomas.
Once again, though, the nightmare continues for the Colts. It's almost like a script that's written on a weekly basis. Here they find themselves in a bad situation once again in the fourth quarter in a tight ball game.
They need to hold him out of the end zone. They trail by 1. A touchdown would make it awfully tough to catch up with 8:10 left. Kelly on the bootleg. stops at the 2.
I have a feeling Jamie Mueller went the wrong way, Tom. Jim Kelly turned around looking for somebody to hand the football off to, and when Jamie Mueller wasn't there, he said, I'm going to take it on my own. Watch on the replay. Jim Kelly turns. Where's Jamie? Uh-oh. I better take this football and get to the outside. Pump fakes a headsy move right there, trying to freeze the defense, lowers his shoulder, and tries to get as much positive yardage as he could. Watch, Jamie Mueller's supposed to come right. Kelly says, oh, where are you going, Jamie? He gets out there as best he can. Run-pass option. Really makes a nice play out of nothing.
Carl Byram, a good blocker, is in. It's 3rd and goal. The ball resting between the 1 and 2-yard lines, and Kelly calls a timeout. So Jim Kelly will come to the sideline to discuss the play call with Marv Levy. A crucial 3rd and goal coming up for the Buffalo Bills, who lead the Colts 24-23 with 7:13 left in the game. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, stay tuned for the second half of our football doubleheader. Some of you will see the Denver Broncos take on the San Francisco 49ers. Others will see the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Phoenix Cardinals. That's NFL doubleheader action coming up next here on NBC.
Cornelius Bennett getting a little drink, saying, are they going to give me the touchdown or aren't they? Let's have a little celebration. Now they didn't give it to me, son of a gun. He was a running back in high school. He wanted to get on that scoreboard with a touchdown.
In fact, Biscuit, as they call him, because he used to love to eat biscuits with syrup on them down in Birmingham, was recruited as a tight end at Alabama. Switched to linebacker, and what a linebacker he is. 3rd and goal, the ball between the 1 and the 2. Bills lead by 1. Kelly lofts it. Incomplete. Blitz roll, the tight end was the intended receiver. Craig Swope defending for the Colts. And it'll be field goal time with Norwood on to try to add 3 to the Buffalo lead.
You really have to take your hats off to the Indianapolis Colts defense. They really bowed their backs when they had to, kept the Bills out of the end zone, limiting this opportunity to a field goal at best if they do execute it. Nice job by the defense.
It'll just be 19 yards on the field goal attempt. Norwood 1 of 2 today. And the kick is good. So the Buffalo Bills take advantage of the Indianapolis Colts turnover and add 3 to their lead. But as you mentioned, the Colts with a good defensive stand, and they're still in the ballgame.
Exactly what that defensive stand did, Tom. The Colts only have to score a touchdown to take the lead. If they had if the Colts defense had permitted a touchdown, the Colts offense would have had to score twice. Now, really, they only have to score once to recapture the lead. That's a big, big circumstance with only 7 minutes to go in the football game.
Well, remember, the Bills have really been putting the rush on Gary Hogeboom lately. And what can the Colts do to try to negate that pass rush of the Bills that's been so ferocious here in the second half?
I think what they should do on this drive is utilize the screen pass and draws, mix it up a little bit.
Cincinnati Bengals apparently on their way to victory over the Jets. Chicago has it wrapped up, it would appear, and the Rams with a big blanking of the Atlanta Falcons. Minnesota edged Tampa Bay only by 1. Albert Bentley, very dangerous return man, is deep for the Colts. And Norwood will boot it off for the Buffalo Bills. That last pass ruled a lateral, and a lateral unable to be advanced. Bentley at the 10. Hit and dropped at the 25. Wayne Davis on special teams, getting some help downfield from Butch Roll. And the Colts will start from their own 25-yard line. There you see the records coming into this game. A crucial game for the Colts to have any chance of repeating as divisional champs. They must win today. You see that the odds already are stacked against them. A loss today would just about eliminate them. Hogaboom, play action pass. Lets it go as he's hit, and it's caught by Brooks. Brooks at the 39 with a diving catch. Burrows defending on the play, but somehow Hogaboom got rid of it. And Brooks makes a first down catch and then limps back to the huddle, 13 yards on the play.
Boy, that's a big-time play by Hogaboom. Little play action. The pass rush, that play action means nothing now. Bruce Smith still comes. He gets rid of that football. Look at that. Look at where Brooks catches the football about 6 inches off the ground. Hogaboom gets nailed by Bruce Smith. He can't follow through on his throwing motion because Bruce Smith is right in his face and still completes the ball.
First down at the 39. Dickerson to the 45-yard line. A 6-yard gain before Darryl Talley puts the hit on him.
Play action fakes almost meaningless right now, Tom. The Buffalo Bills they'll bring 4, 5, and 6 people rushing Gary Hogaboom at quarterback. Really put everybody in maximum pass blocking position. Don't play action fake.
5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game. Buffalo leading Indianapolis 27-23. Dickerson trying to get outside. Cuts out of bounds right at the first down marker. Nate Odoms made sure he went out.
Pretty good job down there by Clarence Verdin, shielding Odoms away from Eric Dickerson to allow the first down.
With a towel on his head is Chris Chandler, the rookie quarterback. Got the Colts off to a great start.
They only have 2 quarterbacks activated.
Jack Trudeau is not activated this week and is contemplating knee surgery. So Hogaboom and Chandler, the 2 quarterbacks, and Chandler already out with a bruised sternum. First down. Hogaboom buried. Fred Smerlis, the 10-year veteran out of Boston College, the veteran nose tackle, with the 3rd sack of the day for the Buffalo Bills. He beat Ben Hutt to sack Hogaboom, and the jaws of death indeed.
Ben Hutt gets up limping a little bit. Here's Hogaboom takes his drop. Fred Smerlis goes inside, really gets good penetration inside between Dixon and Ray Donaldson for the sack. Fred Smerlis, a happy young man about that. A rejuvenated player. Yeah.
A happy young man.
You know, the front 3 for the Buffalo Bills, Smerlis, Still, and Smith, are all Pro Bowlers.
Hogaboom on 2nd and 16. Intercepted. Leonard Smith. And the Bills will have it in Colt territory.
I think Derek Burrows got the initial tip, and then Leonard Smith, the smart defensive back that he is, they work on this tip drill. Here's Derek Burrows working on Bellini. They get the ball downfield in front of him. That's the tip. The ball has already been tipped by Derek Burrows. He was going to Bellini, and Leonard Smith made the catch.
Leonard Smith, who's been a Pro Bowl alternate the last 2 years with Phoenix, coming over to the Bills in a trade.
There's the tip by Burrows and the pickoff by Smith.
And he took it back 14 yards. So the Bills now give it to Jamie Mueller, and they'll play it safe in the rain. Donnell Thompson made the stop. They're going to work on the clock, which shows 4:48 left. Marv Levy's team in front, 27-23. Tough day for Hogaboom, who's really felt the pressure from the Bills' rush. 3 turnovers apiece, and they've been big in the game.
They've been a tremendous factor. Boy, as I say, right now the Indianapolis Colts are looking around saying, this is unbelievable. Who's going to make the next mistake? Not me, I hope. Just a negative feeling.
Kelly hands it to Mueller. No, he didn't. Kelly still got it. And he slides down after picking up a Bill first down.
Great call. Great move by Jim Kelly. He faked the Dickens out of Freddie Robinson. He was out in the open field one-on-one. Watch the play. play fake to Jamie Mueller. Everybody goes to the right. All the Colts go to the right. There's Jim Kelly with the football, number 12. Watch this move. Little dipsy-do fake, takes it inside. Hook slide for positive gain. Here it is once again from the end zone. Look at this fake. Executed very well. Look at the Colts. They still don't know where the football is. Great fake inside by Kelly. Does a nice job.
First down at the 33 of Indianapolis. Thomas to the 26-yard line. Barry Krause at the bottom of the stack for the Colts. Clock down to 3:15, and the Bills moving the football, leading 27-23.
And the Bills' offensive line senses the kill right now. They're really coming off the football, reestablishing the line of scrimmage a couple of yards downfield. The running backs have a positive game before they even have to make their first cut.
Now inside the final 3 minutes. They're the timeout situation. The Bills with 2 left. The Colts have their full complement of 3. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Four seconds on the play clock as Mueller gets the outside and is taken out of bounds about the 15-yard line of Indianapolis. 11 yards for Jamie Mueller.
Nice move by Mueller, bouncing it outside. They've been hurting him up the middle, so the Colts stacked the middle. Jamie Mueller said, okay, I'll go outside then. Dipped his shoulder for an extra 3 yards. The point of attack was sealed to the inside, just bumped it to the outside. A nice heads-up run.
Ron Meyer, Marv Levy sweating this one out. Levy has the upper hand, 2:34 remaining. His team leading, and with a first down at the 15 of the Colts. Thomas stumbles forward to the 10. Barry Krause tripped him up.
Once again, no gang tackling going on out there at all, Tom. It's one-on-one tackling situations. Looks like the steam has been taken out of the Colts a little bit. Here comes Thurman Thomas. Nice trap block by Jim Richer. Thomas, look at the balance. He hurdles himself in the air, puts his left hand down, catches himself, and gains another 2 yards with that move.
And the Colts have taken their first time out of the second half. It stops the clock with 2:24 left. And the Bills will have it 2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line of Indianapolis.
Once again, the onus is on the Colts to hold the Bills to a field goal. That way, the Colts offense still has an opportunity to tie the football game and send it into overtime. If the Bills score a touchdown on this possession, it's really, really difficult for the Colts to come back.
At the conclusion of this one from Buffalo, you'll see either the Broncos taking on the 49ers or the Steelers against the Cardinals. Doubleheader action here on NBC. The Colts have given it a gallant effort, but on the verge of going down to their 5th defeat of the season if the Bills get in the end zone here. 2nd and 5 from the 10 of Indianapolis. Mueller stopped short of the goal line at the 1-yard line. Mike Pryor made a saving tackle, but Mueller with determined effort rambled all the way to the 1.
Great execution on the Buffalo Bills' right side of the offensive line. Joe Devlin and Tim Vogler high-fiving a little bit as Jamie Mueller is. Watch the offensive line come off the ball. Look at that running lane for big Jamie Mueller. Great execution once again by center Ken Hull, Tim Vogler at right guard, Joe Devlin at right tackle. Boy, it's do or die time for the Indianapolis Colts.
Buffalo Bills sideline. They've gotten their running game in gear today after 0 yards rushing against the Bears a week ago. Thomas for 48, Mueller for 70, a combined 118 yards. Meanwhile, Eric Dickerson and the Colts hoping that against all odds, the defense can keep them out of the end zone and give the offense one more chance.
And the constant for the Bills, Jim Kelly, a quarterback, he's performed very well today also. 21 of 39, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
First and goal for Buffalo at the Colt 1-yard line. They lead 27-23, 2 minutes to play. Riddick for the touchdown.
Look at the line blocking here. Riddick never gets knocked off his feet, really never gets touched by a white jersey till he's well into the end zone. That's excellent, excellent execution in a goal line situation. Well, you don't see that very often. Once again, Rob Riddick takes the football. Look at the trap block by Tim Vogler, 65, and a lead block in there by Jamie Mueller. And Rob Riddick never gets touched as he goes through the line of scrimmage. On the 2-yard line, that's highly, highly unusual.
Norwood for the extra point. And the extra point is good. So the Buffalo Bills have taken a 34-23 lead over the Indianapolis Colts with 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining. Let's check the other scores now. Bengals remain the only unbeaten team in the NFL. Houston squeaks one out over the Chiefs. Low-scoring game. Green Bay with a big lead, some surprising scores. And here at Rich Stadium, the celebration is underway as the Bills on the verge of going 5-1, and they'll stay in first place in the AFC East. Dave, the return of Tim Vogler off injured reserve to his customary right guard spot, I think has really played a big part in the success of the Bills' running game today.
That's a tremendous point, Tom. You know, they had to make 2 moves when Tim Vogler went down. Wolford moved to right guard, and Burton moved to left tackle. When you have to make 2 moves for 1 injury, that's a tough deal. It disrupts the continuity of your offensive line. Now Vogler comes back, and Wolford goes back to his usual position.
Bentley is deep for the Colts.
45, New England 3.
And the turnovers, as Norwood gets set to kick, have been very big in this game.
O'Connell, Cincinnati 36, New York Jets 19.
Well, our Budweiser most valuable player for today will be Jim Kelly, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Kelly with 3 touchdown passes today, 2 of them to Andre Reed. And Kelly had only 2 touchdown passes coming into today's game for the whole season. Jim Kelly of the Buffalo Bills. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. Bentley takes a short kick at about the 22. Advances it to the 35-yard line where he's swarmed on by blue jerseys led by Butch Roll. Well, the Indianapolis Colts have a swarm of bees in their receiving corps with Booza, Brooks, Bellini, Banks, Beach, Boyer, and Brandis. And the passing game has been good to them today, but it would almost take a miracle from that swarm of bees to get it done with 1:53 left and an 11-point deficit facing them.
You know, Tom, it's really a tribute to the Colts players and coaching staff, though. They gave great effort today. 1-4 record. They played like they were 4-1. And the football game's not over yet, but it's definitely an uphill road for them from this point forward. But there was absolutely no drop in concentration, effort. You got to really tip of the cap to the Colts' entire organization. There was no quit in the Indianapolis Colts this afternoon.
Hogaboom trying to rally his troops one final time. And again, he's in trouble. Oh, he's going to be sacked by Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith is back.
And back with a sack.
Is the chant here at Rich Stadium.
Here's the play. Bruce Smith takes an inside pass rush on a very athletic tackle.
Here's Dickerson back to live action, escaping a trap and falling forward to the 20-yard line. Leon Seals was after him. Bruce Smith back for his 2nd game after a 30-day suspension for substance abuse. His game back on track.
He took an inside rush on Chris Hinton, one of the more athletic offensive tackles in the National Football League. Beat him to the inside and got a handful of jersey on Hogaboom and dragged him right down to the ground.
The Bills will face the New York Jets next week in another AFC Eastern Division game, while the Colts will face the Tampa Bay Bucks next week.
That was the 5th sack for the Buffalo Bills today against the Indianapolis Colts. And this young man, or I should say man, he's not very young anymore, but Gary Hogeboom, he's going to have to go home and hit the jacuzzi this evening. He's going to be very sore.
So if the lead stands up, Buffalo will be 5-1 in playing the Jets, who are 3-2-1. So another big game coming up for the Bills next week, and that will be played in New York. And the Indianapolis Colts, who won this division a year ago and one of the great turnarounds in the NFL, will fall to 1-5. 3rd and 27. Screen pass. I guess that's what it was. Hogeboom just threw it to the sideline.
Great play by Cornelius Bennett. He was on a blitz. He read the screen. Eric Dickerson, he could tell that Eric Dickerson was trying to release the screen, came off of his blitz, clamped on Eric Dickerson, giving no receiver whatsoever for Gary Hogeboom, had to just throw the football away. A heads-up move by Cornelius Bennett.
Well, the Colts broke on top 17-0 over the Bills. Jim Kelly was off target to start the game, but wound up with 3 touchdown passes to rally Buffalo. And with 1:22 left, the Colts with a 4th and 27, trailing by 11. Again, they're after a Hogeboom, who scrambles and passes it incomplete. And the Bills will take over. Mark Bellini, the intended receiver, and Bruce Smith was in Hogeboom's face again.
Bruce Smith really coming on gangbusters here at the critical time of the football game, as did this entire Bills defense. And no wonder. 6 number 1s, 3 number 2s out of that starting 11. They're well put together. They're a great blend of youth and experience. Art Still's a stabilizing force. Fred Smerlis is. They got the young talent in Smith, Bennett, and Shane Conlon. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with defensively for a lot of years to come.
1:16 on the clock, 34-23, Buffalo in front. And with the ball just inside the Colts 20. Buffalo offense showing much more success against the Colts today than they have at any time this season. Bruce Smith is really back into the defense for the Bills. They're glad to have him back. Our thanks to Larry Pollock and Kerry Holler on stats today, and Mike Luck and Pete Fairley on spotting duties. Excellent job here at Rich Stadium. David Stern, our producer, Jack Simon, our director. It's been a tremendous football game.
Both teams diversified their offense. The Bills ran the ball. The Colts threw the ball. The Bills come out victorious, though.
And the Bills are for real. You can throw out that 24-3 loss to the Bears a week ago. The Bills are to be reckoned with in the AFC.
That loss to the Bears last week, Tom, coaching staff, Marv Levy had a great point about that loss. He said, it taught us what level we had to rise to in a big football game. So we're going to put that in our memory banks and really use that as the season progresses.
Well, the coaches and players on the field as the clock continues to tick down. The game not officially over, but they didn't have to run a play. So Jim Kelly, our Budweiser MVP, with 3 touchdown tosses, celebrating a victory over the Indianapolis Colts. There's the gun to sound the end of the game as the Buffalo Bills come from behind to beat the Indianapolis Colts 34-23.